Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining Tarnation TV on this Tuesday evening. The 23rd of September is the date. This is race number 20 of 24 at season number 5 of the Maverick Cup Series, which is part of the High Voltage Racing League. Mr. Ben Snyder, hats off to him for bringing us in on this thing. It should be a lot of fun tonight, man. This is right up your alley. My name is Blaine Donlan, and of course, right up whose alley? Rod Weston, flat tracking.
Oh yeah, like online racing, love racing loud, and been there myself. About an hour and 45-minute drive away from where I live. I've been there quite a bit. It's a pretty cool track. They call it the Magic Mile flat track, dude. I mean, it's unreal. It's one of these tracks that if you want to see something really, really cool, you got to go up here on a Saturday on a Winston Cup weekend when they're running the modifieds up here. Oh my God, they put on a show. It is so cool up here. And the truck series does pretty good here, but it's a really cool track to go to.
Yeah, the modifieds like those Whalen things.
Yep, the Whalen modified tour.
Whalen modified, cool.
They come up here at least once a year, yeah.
Another mod that we forget about to mention when we're talking about how all the great mods that come with NASCAR Racing 2003, all the mods that have been put out over the years, I forget about that Whalen mod. It's flawless.
Oh yeah, they came out with a new one, I think in 24.
Really?
Same basically. You know, the same kind. It hasn't hurt the car, the handling and everything like that. Just a little bit more graphically. They fixed some of the things that they kind of missed, like the tires look more realistic, the cars look better. The only problem that they had with it was basically the box. And if you're not familiar with what that is these all these cars have a box around them. So the cup cars, the truck cars, mods, anybody that's made it, it still has the same box. So what happens is if sometimes when people make a mod for this, they make the car that's inside the box just a little bit too much. So what happens is when you think, you're gonna hit them, and it's, you end up bumping together. They did a really good job with it, but the other thing is you have they got a mirror on the side for when you get the inside and the mirror's wrong. So it's really hard to tell when somebody's inside you. So, but it's a great mod. It looks really fantastic.
Yeah, I remember I've messed around with it offline a bunch, and it's wild. Especially on these shorter tracks too, because that's kind of where those things run. You could take them out of a super speedway, but why bother, right?
Years and years and years ago, they brought them to Daytona, but they didn't look like modifieds. All the drivers kind of hung bodies on them. They were kind of full-bodied cars, but they were really, really funky looking. They put a Camaro body on it, but the fender would just roll over the tire kind of thing. I tried it years ago. Yeah,
nice. It's amazing that the community comes up with, somehow they get all this stuff in here. Like if you want to race it, somebody's probably going to make it. So yeah, and then tonight, of course, the mod we're running is the it's the Bullring mod from 2015.
Yeah, I think 2015. Yeah. Just basically, it's a mod of what the cars were back then at that time. Good one.
Yeah, it's a cool looking mod. These guys are rolling out here now, just in happy hour. They got 10-minute happy hour on deck here.
Yeah, let's get that qualifying list gone through while we got a chance. Let's get her done. So
yep.
Starting on poles tonight, it's going to be Jack Merkel, but not going to stay there. We know what's going on with him. He is going to go to the back on the initial start. He's got a bet going with Hughes that he can win couldn't win over 7 races, I think it was, or maybe 5, I can't remember exactly, which he's already done, and the championship, which he's way out front in the lead. So, then starting outside of him, his biggest competitor, Josh Mercurio. Then it's Gutierrez, RJ Bishop, Carby Edwards. Now, we got to mention something about Carby Edwards. Today is his birthday. He turns 31 today. So he's got an opportunity to do something that nobody at Maverick has done, and that is win a race on their birthday. I know that you talked to the statistician that is Benjamin. I said Kyle Busch and Matt Kenseth have won on their birthday. And I can't remember Carl.
Didn't he say I think he said I think like Yarborough did it, like way
Yarborough,
back in the day.
Carl
Yeah.
Yarborough, way back in the day, have done that. Correct.
Yeah. Come on, come on, Mr. Edward, get out there and win this thing.
Get it done. Then we got Victor, PV, Mendez, Rodrigo, the guy we can't talk about. We joke around from last week, but JLP, Joseph Lanley Panavan. That's the top 10. I'm going to let you go down to 20.
All right, then. In position number 11, we got Zachary Hall. Right beside him, Keith Hughes. Michael Norman in 13th. Austin LaPlante. Interesting thing with Austin LaPlante, we've been showing this graphic at the start of every race. It's a little bit of a rundown on, like, you know, track stats and just some stats within the league. So LaPlante has led the highest percentage of laps. Pretty much consistently, like the last dozen races. He's just out there, and he always finishes on the lead lap. Last week he had a little bit of a messed up race where Merkel actually leapfrogged him, and now Merkel again is at the top of every stat now. He's led the most laps overall, and now we have completed, after 19 races, this is race 20 you're watching right now, but after 19 races, we have completed a total of 1,856 laps for a total of 2,892 miles here at Season 6. And now it's not lost in the plant anymore. Jack Merkel has completed 96.3% of those laps, totaling 1,787 laps complete for a total of 2,803 miles. And he has started every one of those 19 races, and of course he's here tonight, so he has started every single race so far this season. But he dethroned Austin LaPlante, who starts in the 14th position. Right next to him, Jorge Pachon. And then we've got, is it Pablo Anthony?
Yep.
We're getting into the first names again. Garcia in 17th place, Kromp in 18th place, and Shevchuk. That's a new driver. Never seen Shevchuk before in the 01, so we'll be paying attention to that one. Of course, beside him, Noah Wetzel.
We have Snyder, the older one. Neves. Mark, Mateus Yankee, Steph Thomas, Dylan Young, Benjamin Snyder, and then, of course, I got beat out in the random part of the qualifying by Blaine Donnellan. So there's 26 drivers tonight. That's a good field for this track. Like last week, they had about 26 drivers for Bristol, and it was a great race.
Adkins and Dorsey.
Yes.
Underneath us.
Atkins, that's one that hasn't been racing with us for a while, and then Tate Dorsey. So we have, like I said, 26 cars here tonight. We have 18 from the United States, 7 from Brazil, 1 from Argentina, 1 from Colombia, and 1 from Peru. There are 7 Fords, 6 Chevys, 6 Toyotas, 4 Lexuses. I can't remember the name of the team that runs Lexuses, but we know who some of those are. 2 Kias, there's the Snyder boys, and 1 Cadillac, Mercurio, 1 Dodge, we have to find out who that is, and then 1 Honda, and I know that is Hughes. So Hughes is not playing sitting admin tonight. Hughes is in the race tonight.
Yeah, the father and son team of the Schneiders always racing the Kia. Nobody stepped on that Kia yet. Somebody comes into Maverick with a Kia, I don't know if they're going to allow it. They might have to change it to an Audi or something. But yeah, look at the points here. So this is the points that's going to leave them scrolling. There has been 111 drivers racing here as of race number 19, of course. We haven't tallied up the stats for tonight because it's clearly going to be at least one more, because I was saying that Shevchuk, first time we've seen him. So that's pretty awesome. It brings it up to at least 112 guys and girls have participated in the Maverick Cup Series here, the first 19 races. So it's wild, wild numbers. And we were talking to Ben a little bit before the race for the next year's Daytona opener for season number 6. What was he going for? 85 to 95. He wants to kind of hit that range for people that want to enter that race. That is going to be a whole lot of qualifying going on before that thing.
A lot. But I get back at the track here. So, like I said, it is a flat track. There's a mile, very flat. It's basically, you can almost call it, that's why I like it. It's almost like Martinsville, but a big version of Martinsville. So, but this is the key thing here is your what they call trail braking. So getting into the corners and you never really lift, if you're doing it right, you never really lift off the throttle completely, but you trail brake, and by doing that, you actually still on the throttle and using your brake, you keep the back end of the car from, braking loose on you on entry if you should happen to overshoot, but you actually are trying to overshoot to gain speed to the corner.
I'm just looking at the stats of the track. Yeah, the straightaways are banked at 0 degrees and the turns are 12 each. So
yeah, that's not a lot.
Yeah, it is definitely flat.
That's what I run on
compared to last week at Bristol, which is definitely not flat.
That's around what I'm running on the 1/10 mile kart track that I have is about 12 degrees. There ain't much.
Is there any track that's completely flat?
The only one that was probably lower was the first Homestead. Pretty much a flat track.
Was it
had
really?
some, but it hadn't have a whole lot. No, the very first one, and I guess a lot of the drivers didn't really care for it. Tony Stewart won, I think, most of the races there. But
he probably had no problem with it.
Nope, he had no problem with it. But then they turned around and brought it up to the, I'm not sure what the banking is right off the top of my head, but the progressive banking track that they have there now, which I honestly, being a flat tracker, I love flat tracks, but you can't really go too wrong with, the way that new Homestead track races.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know that it was basically flat. That's pretty crazy. And then you were talking last week, I believe, about like what do they call it, like that graduated banking, where you can run through the cornering, run through the corner in the bottom line, and then if you actually moved up a lane, it would kind of be even steeper.
Yeah, so there is gradual banking here, depending, slowly, literally depending on what track you have. This track started out as basically a flat track, and the stats that you're seeing in there is what it was originally, and it was like that all the way up through. But then when they redid the track, they didn't really redo the track, they kind of repaved it. It is a progressive banking, but it's not a lot. But so you get on the higher side of the track, it can be a little better in real life. Now with this one, what version? I think they're running version 2010. I'm not 100% sure what year they did do the change, but
so many tracks and then so many different versions,
Yeah. Oh yeah, some of the very, very, very early versions of, like Homestead, we talked about that one, were a bit tricky. Because Las Vegas, if you go to the original track that, was made, it was a flatter track.
Right.
And they did progressive banking on that, and more banking. The cars go a little bit faster, they handle a little bit better,
Yeah. We should mention
a track like Michigan, you're just gonna chew up brakes. Right. You take a track like the very early version of Las Vegas, yes, you were going to tray out brakes, but now you go there, you don't need that big brake package. You need to go up there and race and be competitive.
Yeah, I wonder, it ends up being a totally completely different track when you start changing stuff, because you can't duplicate anything when you come back the next time, and it's like, okay, we've changed it, we've repaved it. Like any little change they do, even the safer barrier, it takes away a couple of feet of the track, so it changes the setup completely.
We talked about that at Bristol. They were saying something about, they made Bristol a little bit smaller. Well, they did, because they put a safer barrier all around it, and that took away, I don't know what the safer barrier is, but it's at least 2 feet, maybe more. Yeah. Maybe about 3 feet. You take 3 feet of track away, that's a big difference.
Yeah. Oh, it's major difference.
It's like when I grew up at Claremont Motorsports Park. It is a 3/8 mile, sorry, it's not 3/8, 1/3 mile track, flat, very flat. And they put a wall on the backstretch, and that would change that whole complexity of that track.
Yeah, it would. That's awesome. Oops. Let me see here. We got to retire our grid positions.
We got to go live.
And as always here at the Maverick Cup Series, we have a Grand Marshal every week to do the command to start the engines.
Drivers, to your cars.
This week we have the owner of Rodent Racing. Is that what it is?
That is correct.
The owner himself of Rodent Racing. His name is Rod Weston, and he's going to do this for y'all. So, yeah, take it away, sir.
Good evening, folks, and welcome to the Tuesday night Maverick Cup Series, aired by Tarnation TV. My name is Rod Weston, the co-host with Blaine. For tonight's thing, guess what? There's only one thing to say. Drivers, start your engines!
Well, there it is, Rod Weston himself. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Now you guys all watching, you know what I look like.
Yes.
Yes.
I haven't done one yet,
Green.
but maybe I will. And then the curtain will be lifted on this side, too, and we'll lose viewers.
Yeah. But as you can see, if you look in the background, we're always talking off and on a little bit about, and Merkel went to the back. We're always talking about the go-kart. So that green go-kart in the back, the 31, that is the kart that I drive.
Nice. And then the other one is...
That is the one I rent out for a girl named Gracie Snide. She's 15 years old, and this is her first year racing, and she's been doing a phenomenal job in the kart. We're still trying to get her just a little bit past the point to get to full throttle, but she's really close. As the green flag comes out, Mercurio gets a great start on the outside.
Yeah, Santiago Gutierrez there on the inside holding strong.
I fell asleep.
Mercurio just drove away.
Kind of fell asleep there. RJ Bishop stuck on the high side, but he's got a good run off the corner. Now, that's the thing. You and I talked earlier about graphically, this track was really, really cool looking, how they show how they have kind of different grooves and stuff. And not sure, I believe the way that it looks could have been when they did the PJ1. They put PJ1 on the bottom, they put PJ1 on the top. So we got a spin already. But they think that's what that is supposed to represent, I believe. The PJ1. Unfortunately, it won't make that much of a difference to these guys unless somebody has manipulated it so that the top groove has a little bit better bite than the middle. You know what I mean? Kind of, sort of, and then had the bottom have a little bit more. But we'll see how that works out tonight.
Just trying to find the point of caution here. It was Mendez, I believe. Yes. I don't know if he got any help. I think he was going in there and just was a self-spin. Oh. Yeah, he just kind of, the back of the car just kind of went around on him. And unfortunately, Pablo Anthony got into him pretty hard. Not too bad, but there might be some damage to the 08 on Pablo's car. So
you remember we talked earlier about trail braking. Well, the one thing we do know about Mendez, he's racing with the keyboard. Which is, I'm telling you right now, he is a phenomenal racer with a keyboard. But you get to a track like this, I don't know how they do it, but I think trail braking would be a harder thing to do with the keyboard. I would think so. Yeah, you're right. I think so. That's that the keyboard warriors will have a little bit more of a disadvantage just because of that. Yeah, I never thought of that because I don't know how he would. You could do it, but it would have to be gradual, and I'm not sure if you're able to tap that button. Well, the thing, I gotta commend these guys because when some of these guys out here racing with the keyboard, some of them you wouldn't even know it. You'd really, as you'd say, the trained eye. But one thing we didn't notice is when we had a caution early, we didn't pay attention. RJ Bishop was able to take the lead away from Mercurio while we were kind of focusing back there to see what was going on with that car that brought out the caution. He was able to get by him and beat him. Well, I wouldn't say beat him to the line. He was ahead of him when the caution fell because these guys don't race back. Right. Yeah, and Santiago Gutierrez fell back to fourth, but still up there in the front couple of rows. Well, it'd be interesting. Like you said, I didn't get out and do any practice with you guys. I was tempted just because this is one of the tracks I do like to go on. And I would have had a little more information. I did go down and talk with some of the guys. Curiosity, how many laps can you do on fuel? And everybody said, well, it tells you can do 40. Well, you've raced enough, I've raced enough. doesn't necessarily always mean that you can do 40 laps. It's usually a couple laps under that. But there again, also too depends on the track and your style of driving. A lot of trail braking is not conducive for saving fuel.
No.
But everybody told me that, well, tires are going to be way more important. They figure they could probably do about 25 laps on tires. That's really, pushing the issue kind of thing. But
Right,
some of them could go a little bit further if they're a little bit more gentle on their tires. But we'll see how that works out. Pace car is out. RJ Bishop elects to take the outside groove, so we might have a track with a better outside groove here.
Yeah, and I do like how it's textured because we can really see, the 4 lines that are out here. Almost 5, actually, really.
Once you get going, I'll tell you a little history about, where the track was. Curios just right on the start there. See what happens, because RJ Bishop sends it in deep.
Way up there, yeah. Currently focused on the... Oh, sorry.
Yeah, he's going to lose a little bit there, but he's coming back after Mercurio right now. He drops to the bottom side in the backstretch.
Currently focused on the 43 of Allison Rodrigo. Currently 28th overall in points with 1,149 points. Unfortunately retired last week at 13th position at Bristol, but led 30 laps. Retired in 13th, but actually there was cars that were still running that were actually behind him on the final of that. That was a shame last week. Ran such an awesome race at Bristol, and then just to get caught up in some stuff. I can't remember if it was an engine failure. I should have went back and checked the replay on that. But it was a great show last week for Allison, and he did walk out of there with a 13th spot. So
find that
Mercurio out. LaPlante around. Mercurio will go from 3rd all the way back to somewhere else after that. That's my professional assumption. All the way back to somewhere else.
Somewhere else.
Yeah. See at the line from 3rd position, green flag remains on the course here. It's putting him in the 23rd position right now.
The spin, but no caution. Remember, it's admin controlled caution, so.
Him and LaPlante both spun out kind of about, maybe about 40 yards away from each other, and were just kind of up out of the groove, and, they kept it up there and let everybody go around them and rejoin the whole thing. There's Pablo Vitor, same thing, from the 8th position, same spot. That's going to be yellow, yeah. Yeah, he was not able to keep that out of the way there, and the big pack of traffic was coming, so.
I'm trying to get you that information, but I cannot seem to find it yet. I'm working on it.
Yeah, that with, you mean with Allison from last week?
I have it now. Trying to call a race, trying to watch a race, and trying to pull the information.
And then trying to go back in time and get information from last week's race.
Figure out what happened.
Looks like Vitor. Oh, Merkel was coming in hot.
The only thing it says about Rodrigo is that he retired. He did not give what it was.
Yeah, it didn't give a reason. I can't remember, because there was cars behind him that hadn't retired that actually finished farther down the list. I can't remember exactly what happened.
I'm like looking at all of this, and I was going. So as I came back to it, because I was looking to try to give you that answer, Mercurio was back in 20th. What happened to Mercurio is a curiosity question to me.
Oh, he was, him and LaPlante both went around there to the outside. There was no yellow in that situation. A couple laps later, Vitor and Merkel got together. That's why we're under yellow now. Merkel fell from 3rd place. Mercurio fell from 3rd place. The race off pit road here.
I do apologize, but it was just me trying to find the answer to a question that it was unanswerable, actually. So
yeah, the only way to answer that question would actually be to go back and look at the replay.
Yep. Because when a driver falls out, due to an accident or motor failure, would usually tell them that. But if they, let's say hypothetically they have a motor failure, but they just pull down in the infield, boom, jump out as quick, because they don't want to cause a caution. They just want to, their day is done. They're not trying to ruin everybody else's day. They jump out, they retire. It doesn't give us that information. It just says that they retired.
Right.
Back to the other information that we were talking about. If you look at the corners, you see there's basically there's the infield of the track, and then there's the darker section, the lighter section, the darker section. That darker section there used to be the infield.
The one on the far left, like the low line.
When they redid it, they actually moved the track in a little bit further, mainly because a lot of drivers were using that infield already.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, they're going to use it. Everyone else will just pave it, right?
Absolutely. But what I always tell you, why do they put grass in the infield? Because if it was asphalt, we'd try to use it.
They find a way to get around the track faster.
Just checking up on our Merkel dude there. He's back in 27th. I think he's probably been higher than that. Just think he's hit it.
Yeah, and he did get into Vitor to pull out this last yellow as well, so that definitely slowed him down. He lost a bunch of spots.
So, well, what he did is he went back, as we go back green, RJ Bishop on the outside gets a really, really good start. Gutierrez is kind of falling asleep on these starts here. He's got to pick his game up on that a little bit, because that's not doing him anything. Losing a little too much. Right, RJ Bishop, what a run through 1 and 2.
Yeah.
He is out there. Remember, tire wear is a concern.
Joseph Landy Pavlon using the whole entire track. They're just about took out
just
that
about everybody.
Yeah.
I see about 8 of them coming off the track. Setup's got to be just a bit tight on exit. What happens there is it's more, you got to drive this track almost like on eggshells on exit. You don't want to get on the throttle too soon. Just got to kind of roll the throttle, but you got to do it at the right moment, because if you don't, that's what's going to happen. You're going to slide that out off into the corner, but you're also going to wear that right front down. You see a lot of them doing it.
And
just basically
hard
again and again. So they're running too hard. You see RJ Bishop up there, he's not doing that at all. He's setting a pace. He's got a little bit of, got some distance. Let's see, he's just over a second in front of JLP, Pavlon there, and he's just running smooth and trying to save his stuff. Yeah. Again, I think some of that would go back to the keyboard warriors. It's just about being smooth. I give them credit. They're doing really, really great. But I don't think you have a ability to roll the throttle on. You know what I mean?
No.
I think it's
because it's that gradual setting, but I don't know how much control they have over that. If they were using the gamepad, it's different, because then you have an analog trigger.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
So gamepad. I mean, you look at Andrew Miller.
Oh.
The gamepad. Oh God, he's good at it.
78 around was dominating the race. We're talking about how smooth he was. I'm gonna back that up.
Come on, RJ.
See what happened there. I was messing with the camera angles there to take a look at the entire field coming down that straightaway, and then I flipped back to the leader, and he was around by himself. Yeah.
Oh, that's what happens is he didn't trail brake enough. It will happen. So easy to do if you're not trail braking the proper way.
And that's a lot of positions going by him right there.
Oh, absolutely.
Everybody's still on the lead lap too. RJ Bishop is now in last place.
And did not bring out a caution single car spin.
As they say, if you're not first, you're last, and he did both of that in one lap, and now he's headed down pits. Keith
Hughes, he's currently back there in the Purina, only Honda in the field. Back into the third position. I'm going to really quick jump to find out where he started.
As your new leader, the 68 of Joseph Landy Pavlon. Jonathan Peavy right behind him.
He started 6th. Rodrigo's trying
to make
got
it stick.
there.
Carnby Edward sitting right there behind both of these guys. Just kind of really got no options. You got to...
Well, I think Hughes let him go on that one just because
43 overshot that like something awful.
I think, I'm just going to say, I think Hughes let him go. Looks like we're back under yellow, are we?
Yes.
And I thought I saw lights. We're looking at him. Jonathan Peavy currently up in the second position. He's actually usually, most of the time when we get to these flat tracks, JLP, Joseph Landy Pavilon out in front. Last week he got second, wasn't it? See? Me a hard time about in the team speak, so we were giving him a hard time last week, and he managed to come out and finish second. Got that right here, I can tell you.
Oh wow, the 502 of Lucas Garcia. As you can see here, is actually stuck in the ground. Well, not really. We're going to back this up and see what happened. He actually got rolling. Wait a second. Crocodile Cromp, I believe, caused an obstruction there, maybe.
That just about right amount of time. It looked like the Cadillacs out there out west where they're just stuck in the ground.
Yeah. It's the 08. Got T-boned by the 42. Okay, and then that's going to collect the 502 as well. Oh, man.
Oh, Anthony upside down there.
Hard hits by all three of those guys. Anthony, Cromp, and Garcia.
Everybody down on pit road with the exception of maybe someone. Did someone stay out? I got to check it out.
Take a look at the 37 here, Jane Adkins.
Finland stayed out to lead a lap. Wenzel is one lap down. I don't know if they have the, you can't, I don't remember if they, some of them, if you're a lap down, you have to fit on the second time by. RJ Bishop must have been the lucky dog because he just went flying by the pace car.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yep. Dylan is going to make the trip down to pit road. I think Wenzel's probably going to stay out, so along with Benjamin Snyder, they will be the past. They call him. We had that problem.
Lucky dog.
Waiver rounds.
Oh, the waiver round. Yeah.
Waiver rounds. There we go. Don't they do two two lucky dogs here, right?
Two lucky dogs. Yeah.
Yeah. I know it sounds like I don't know what I'm talking about, folks, but I actually do pretty good. The problem is we run with so many different leagues, so many different things.
A lot of different rule books under the table here, yeah.
Yeah. And so you come back, okay, we're at Maverick. Yep, okay.
Just focus there on the 45, Steph Thomas, currently in 21st.
Not a new one here. I remember that name.
Yep.
Just hasn't been here for a few days.
Yep.
All the drivers are running the full season. There's some of them run here, pick races that they want to run in.
Yep, there's Matthias Yankee in the 31, Jane Atkins in the 37, Paulo Vitor in the 70.
Keep your eyes on that 7th place starter on this restart. Michael Norman, one of the fellow broadcasters or co-broadcasters.
Yep. Taking a look at that 01 there, that orange and blue rig, that's 01, sorry.
Oh, no, big pile up on the start. Oh. Big pile up. I don't know if it straightened it all out, I'm not sure. 4 wide, so I think the caution is out there.
Yes.
It's just they fanned out to stay away from each other.
Now, did Cheviak, we were just looking at Enrico Shevchuk. I want to say Cheviak, I don't know why. I think that's a hockey player. It's just in my head. Shevchuk. Brand new to the league. Toyota Camry. I'm always a fan of super cool paint jobs, and I love the orange and the blue combinations. It's pretty rad.
It's good. It does look good. Jonathan Peavy is the one that's going to come out with the lead on that.
Pits are closed.
You got Hughes, Pavilon, Norman. Uh-oh. Number I can't remember. Hold on. I should remember that. Carby Edwards. lap 6, and I just did. It was cording affected. People didn't get going, unfortunately, and they kind of piled up there in the front stretch.
Make sure to join us here on Thursday, Tarnation TV, producing the Talladega Challenge broadcast. With assistance from the Flat Out Racing Network, it'll be Kyle Matthews and Seth Cole calling the race. And I'll be sitting there
Just
running the
pushing
show.
buttons.
Yeah, running the show a little bit, trying to make it not be a little bit of a disaster like it was last time. But, you know, we're always learning something. Stuff will start freezing up and crashing, and it'll always do it on the right when you're live on a broadcast. But
Next race we have is in October for Talladega.
Yep.
We don't do anything until it's gonna be a quiet, you know, you're gonna have to text me and say, hey dude, it's November, we gotta go back.
I know, yeah, because we take, I mean, me and the wife.
I know it's all your fault.
Yeah.
We'll blame you.
And then Maverick just happens to have no races in October. Talladega Challenge obviously does. I'm going to have to get a hold of those guys and let them know the 2 Thursdays I won't be able to do it.
Yep.
But you'll see the bottom right-hand corner of the screen there, Race for the Cure with Nate Balser at the Primetime Super Speedway. Primetime hosting Nate Balser's charity event, fundraising event, whatever you want to call it, Race for the Cure for breast cancer. There is a notation in the descriptable below this video right now if you want to click on that and send them a couple of bucks. And they're going for a $500 goal. I believe they're halfway there. So just in the description of this video, there's a link to go donate to Nate's cause, the breast cancer stuff. And yeah, that'll be a fun race. And like we had before, the coin toss that Nate was tossing coins all over the place. FRN will be broadcasting that race. I will be co-hosting that race. Nate had too many names to choose from, so he just left it up to chance. I'm trying to get him to put the coin away next year, maybe just use a dartboard. Put all of our names on a dartboard and start chucking darts. But should be a lot of fun. Those big benefit races are always cool. And that's a super long race, too. I think it's like an 85-lap race.
Pace car on pit road. Jonathan Peavy outside. He was on the inside, sorry. He was on the outside. Let's see. Right at the line, pretty even. They both had really good starts.
Spinning some tires out there a little bit.
Yeah. See Hughes go all the way up into that black, that darker colored. I just wonder if that's got a little more grip out there, but you wonder just because we're not out there, and I know what it's supposed to be. Like I said, it's supposed to be the tire softener stuff that they put on there, but just wonder if somebody, when they did that, made the track and said, we'll make the look, you know, this has so much grip, that has so much grip, and
so you wonder when they're creating the track and then they're also creating the textures, if they actually sync that information up. It would make sense. Like, okay, you're going to get different grip from lane 1, 2, 3, and 4 because we've actually made it a different color. That would make sense.
Yep. Well, that's kind of like, you know, what we talked about on Sunday with ASR, you know. They ran a certain track, and then we kept saying to them, you know, you got to run this one, you got to run that one, because it does. They switched over to the very first original version of that, and the racing has been phenomenal. Also, like Saturday night, they're running it's the same track, different colors, different version of it. In the second race that they run 2 races that night, and then like same thing. It just makes for some great racing. LP's trying to get by Hughes there in the bottom. Now you look at that right there. Like I was telling you, they used the apron. He had all 4 tires underneath that white line. Legal. Totally legal. You can run anywhere you want. Want to run down there in the grass? Good luck. But, yep.
Yeah. You can make it happen. Make it happen.
Avalon's come on pretty strong here. You know, I don't know what it is. Like I said last week on Team Speak prior to the race, he was giving me a hard time, but I don't talk enough about him. And I said, all right, that's it. Can't talk about you. And actually, he's been right there the last few weeks. You know, top 3 most. You know, running most of the race. So pretty good. Still don't think he's got enough for Merkel yet, but only 4 races left after this one.
He's catching him, but then you can see like right here, he gets pretty close, but he's not able to make it stick, you know? PB's
You gotta
just
watch
got a
their
little
line.
bit of a different strategy, and then, like you said, it's a lot of throttle game here too. You got to really get that throttle down.
A lot of you watch how PB's running. PB's going in high, doing that late apex that we saw Victor doing last. I think it was last week he was doing that.
Yeah, yeah, Bristol. Yeah,
And so Pavlon's running them in the corner a little bit lower, and trying to he's trying to stay right on the bottom. About the middle, he's catching him, but PB's catching him off the corner a little bit.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if you'll see Pavlon maybe adjust his line and maybe try to follow PB. Maybe adopt that.
The only thing you got to be concerned of, as they all should be concerned about, is Norman's back there right behind him. Whoa! And he just clips the fence a little bit off 4, but full of the guys behind him too. But
it's an active part of the fence back there. I think the fence is used to it.
You were talking about Pavlon making changes. Well, PB did. PB went down to the bottom and started running that bottom groove where he was.
Right.
This is what you would consider kind of a driver's track. As Mark,
a little loose there, 68. Little bit.
Well, what happens when you go all the way down to that apron like that? Well, he was a little loose before he got in there, but what happens is when you get down there, you de-wedge the car. So if you're not familiar with wedges is what the weight from the right front that's transferred to the left rear. Well, the wedge basically kind of puts bite in the left rear of the car.
Mm-hmm.
Go down there and do that, it kind of de-wedges the car. It doesn't do it in the way you think, because I said it's basically wedged from the right front over. It does it from the left front to the right rear, but it changes how the weights of the car are for that little moment while you are driving on that spot of the track. Jack Merkel's way down. I mean, I almost think he cut a couple of blades of grass down there.
I'm just saying Merkel's in 5th. Like, that's crazy. He came all the way from 28th to 5th, and we're with a few caution flags here or there. He is driving almost on the lawn down there.
He is actually cutting a little bit of grass right there.
Yeah. If you need assistance with your lawn and landscaping, 24 of Jack Merkel's glad to help you out. Merkel's Lawn Care.
That was something that happened. I had to say this, but I raced over to Hova Racing's in their modified series, and 1 week, JT. It was aired by Joe Toll Network.
Yep.
And I had gone down, and I think we were at Stafford or Thompson. I don't remember. I kept going down there and doing the same thing Merkel is doing. He had mentioned it in the broadcast. So the next week, I repainted a new car, and on the left rear quarter panel, I put Rodent's Lawn Care.
There you go, yeah. Perfect. Just down here checking out your lawn.
Yep.
Making sure your turf is in top-notch order.
Then Benjamin Snyder goes a lap down, not another lap down.
Yeah, you can see lots of damage to the left side there, or the right side of the 7.
He was trying that bottom line like Merkel was. I think he looked in the rearview mirror and saw him doing it. M3 right there. Second, third, and fourth are running, just everywhere and anywhere to try to figure out a way. And you look just behind him, second in points, Mercurio back there. He's coming. For an interesting race with these guys. They're all on different places, different lines.
Yeah.
He was just a little bit too tight off the corner. Now, I don't remember, because that's something I should have wrote it down, but I didn't, because I'm not Seth Cole. But when they last pitted, talking to the boys earlier, like I said, they could do about 25 laps, really being aggressive, really, really pushing the issue. So we've been a few here. It'd be interesting to see how much further we could go.
See Carlos Mendez, he's back up to 8th spot here. He just got by his teammate there, Allison Rodrigo. Sorry, 7th. That's 7th and 8th. For Team Fastlane Racing. The same car, but inverted. Those are cool paint jobs. Because they just took the same paint job and then they just inverted it.
I like that.
Yeah, that's a cool thing. And we were saying Mendez had an early problem there. He was up front and got spun around and right back in there now, 7th spot. See Zachary Hall back there and RJ Bishop. Same deal. Bishop had a
Avalon going for the lead. Wicked run off from 4. Come down, just crossed over, took the lead.
Back that up to show everybody. We were kind of fanning through the field here early.
Well,
oh, yeah, great run down this front
straight.
Great
run. Got a great run off 4. Down, crossed over him, took the lead.
Yeah, unreal run off.
Mercurio's up there taking over the fourth spot.
How much is drafting a factor here? You wouldn't think it's too big of a deal, but it would work.
It does. It does play an effect on the straightaways. And I mean, not so much drafting in the corners, but if you're tucked right up underneath somebody when you go in the corners, you can lose the nose of the car.
Right.
I think that's a lot of times where you see Merkel and Pavelon and a few other guys. They've been experimenting a little bit with trying to use the apron down there. Well, they're trying to get out of that guy's wake so they can get a little more downforce on the nose. Matthias Yankee goes a lap down, very graciously goes to the very high side of the track, lets the leaders figure it out.
Focused here on the number 6 of Tate Dorsey. Has started 18 races this season. Last week he qualified 25th and finished in 6th. That's gains of 19 spots. And we're talking Bristol, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, we talked about him a little bit, and all of a sudden, out of the blue, where'd he come from? He just showed up, and he actually pretty good little shoe at Bristol.
Just got her on rails and focused and got it there. So, to gain 19 spots at Bristol, it's a super short track, 200 laps, and found his way up there.
Not an easy task to do, especially with some of the talented drivers that usually run up front in here.
Yeah, currently he is in 11th.
Woo!
Big drift.
Merkel. Boy, he is come down. He got a great run off from 4. Did the same exact thing that Pavelon did to Peavy. Took over the lead.
Every time we look away at a different driver, we get a lead change.
Yeah,
that's why we hired Rod Weston. Yeah, you're saying same deal.
We try to go through and look. Now everybody's trying to follow Merkel. He's going down
it's
to the
bottom.
It's
the exact same maneuver.
Yeah, exact same thing. Just got a wicked run off of 4.
Wow.
Come up, got the draft a little bit, cut across.
That's crazy. That's the spot, man. If they can get her hooked up in 4 and get a little bit of draft coming down that straightaway, it's almost like you just got to let the guy go.
Got to be getting close to where tires are. Well, like I said, they can do 40 laps in fuel. But you got some of the drivers are pitting.
Lucas Garcia coming down pit road right there. Snap back onto Ellison Rodrigo as we go around.
Stock car drop down there, but we're going to be probably getting close. Now, see, on a track where tires mean a lot, so if you can't do a full fuel run, think about it like this. We talk about Bob Dixon and the guys that always pit early. On a track like this, sometimes it can be advantageous to pit early. You get out there ahead of them, especially on a track like, the draft does help here a little bit, but it's not as much as per se like Daytona. If you pit early, you could come out with the lead if you could you undercut, basically is what they call it. Undercut the drivers. But you got to also consider how many laps do you have left, what's the best thing, what's the best strategy. So do you think this is easy?
No, yeah.
Not all the time.
We just watched Dylan Young get some service and come back out.
He is currently,
here comes the 01 of Shevchuk.
Yes, he's 2 laps down.
Just watch the pit entrance here.
Yeah, because it's going to start happening here fairly soon. Now, Jack Merkel probably will run this for as long as he can. And why I say that is if you can go maybe 10 laps further than everybody else, so you're getting into the 35 lap range, as you start doing that, if let's say hypothetically you can only do 40 laps of fuel, you can maybe, if it goes green, cut 1 pit stop out of the equation. That's a big gain.
Oh, massive. Yeah, especially under green. We've been running green here for a really long time. And this is, you know, so like you said, you're not even watching fuel. You're just more so burning them tires until one of them turns red and then come in.
I went down to the guys earlier and I said, all right, you know, I got questions. And somebody said, who is this? And I said, the broadcaster. And they're like, oh. I said, how many laps can you do in fuel?
Do you know who you're talking to?
It was Hughes.
Oh.
And he's like, oh, we can do 40 laps on fuel. I'm like, okay. And he goes, but it ain't going to matter. Okay.
Yes.
He said, tires, how many laps? And that's when. It's one of those things that if I.
Driving style. We have a number on the fuel, but that's not going to matter. It's driving style, how far you get those tires.
You sit out there and you watch, you know, Jack Merkel's out front. You got the top 5, you know, which is Pavlon, PV, you know, but, you know, Hughes, you know, whatever.
Merkel to the pits. I think he's coming in now. Nope.
I'm telling you right now, it would drive you nuts when you're the leader. The way he's running, every time he comes off turn 4 like that, probably saying to them, the leader's pitting now.
Oh, you know, you're right.
It is. And that right there is, and if it does it constantly, you could actually take somebody out.
Yeah.
But as you were saying, the guy that's smooth and it can go doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, we know Merkel's great. It's fast, he's smooth. So, you know, we know he's going to probably go as long as he can. But, you know, you may have some of the other drivers that are not in the top 10 that are just back there saving tires. And, you know, if this thing goes green for a while, they can go further. You know, like I said, they may be able to pull out a strategy that'll give them a lot more positions come to the end of this race.
Pit strategy, always a massive thing. Yeah, Wetzel just yielding to the main pack there.
Neves is gone a lap down.
No, I don't know about that. The Mercurial might. Zachary Hall has retired.
Yeah, so Mercurial did get.
He's pitting now, but I wonder if he got a penalty for speeding, because is the speeding line the cone with the yellow, or is it the white? Because he was aiming for the white. He might have got a speeding penalty there.
It's going to be close to see, because that varies on different tracks. Steve, with this one here, most of the Loudon tracks that I've raced, it's the very first pit stall.
Okay.
Starts. And the commitment cone isn't really too far out there. Might be all right. We'll just have to wait and see. No, because once he leaves, it'll tell us whether he's been a bad boy or not.
Yep. Zachary Hall has retired. Does not say why.
Oh, no. Looks, I see smoke on the front stretch. I see Benjamin Snyder around. Tate Dorsey's just getting back up to speed.
Looks like green is still...
I'm looking for yellow lights, and I don't see any.
Yeah.
Happened quick, and just kept on going. So
yeah. Lots of lap cars here during the pit cycle, of course.
Al Cromp going a lap down to Jack Merkel.
Yeah, it's hard to keep track. There's Bishop.
And we have to apologize to Crocodile because, you know, we haven't really talked about him yet much, but showed up in the picture. We talked about him. Unfortunately, it's for him going a lap down. Jorge Ponch coming out of the pits. Now, Ponch just come out of the pits with new tires. That's right. Whoa! What a save. Ponch just drove that thing in there a little bit. You know, when your leader's in front of you like that, you want to go get him. He's on fresh tires. He went to go get him, but he overshot that just a little bit, but a wicked nice drive. He didn't lose much time and just kind of got a little sideways there for a moment.
So there is Mercurio back on pit road serving his penalty, black flag on the 86. So yeah, he did get it. We were curious about that, and I was keeping an eye on it. We had we were focused on RJ Bishop on the pits there, and I had to get back on the 86. So
Pachon, right? Am I saying that right?
Jorge Pachon in the 72. Yep.
He is all over the back bumper of Jack Merkel because he's got the fresh tires. Trying to get that lap back that because they went down when he went into the pits.
Right.
He's currently 2 laps down, so he's actually trying to get 1. Only got 3 cars on the lead lap. That'll be Merkel, Pavlon, and Hughes. 3 drivers that have yet to pit. You knew that was coming soon. Remember we talked about it. The guys that can save them. Sean gets underneath Merkel with those fresher tires.
Yeah, Merkel's like, it doesn't stand a chance with the guy with fresh rubber.
Yep. Merkel's just playing a different strategy. Not going to be the fastest strategy right now. With all the guys going in and getting tires. Tires are going to make a big difference here.
And Landy Pavlon is the second place car. He is about
PV
6 seconds behind him.
He has pitted, so the only 2 cars that haven't pitted is Merkel and Pavlon.
Yeah, currently Noah Wetzel and Crocodile Crop are pitting. Now the 6 of Dorsey passing the 68, but Dorsey's in 17th position. He is 2 laps behind. So Pavlon just lets him go. No sense in
Merkel's
holding up
coming in
those
next.
guys.
If Pavlon stays out, he's led laps already, so he comes in with Merkel. So your top 2 cars that were still on the lead lap are just pitting out. So now the interesting thing is going to be, PV, Norman, Mendez, Bishop, and Rodrigo are on out there. They're out there on fresh tires. So let's just curiosity is, where is Merkel and Pavlon going to come out compared to those guys once this all rolls through? Could make a big difference. They could come out a bit ahead of them, but it will turn around and come back as Merkel's out there on new tires. They're on new tires now. They're going to gain a little bit on him, possibly. But once Merkel gets up to speed, eventually as it gets through, the tires that he has are going to come back towards it. So green flag pit stops. Merkel's still down there, just kissing the grass every time he comes off that corner. So, as I thought, they're early pit stops. So
He's still in first, yeah.
PV is only 1 second behind him because remember he was a lot further than that.
Mm-hmm.
By running out there with newer tires for that short period of time, he caught up to Merkel, but now Merkel's going to be out there with fresher tires. It's going to actually kind of pull away from him.
Oh, flat spot there. Dorsey just locked him up twice going into that turn. That's on a race that relies on tire strategy. That is not going to be. He's going to be angry at himself for that one. He's got to overdrove it.
Get his trail breaking down. He's overdriving and he's just losing the left front. Start smoking that left front too much, and
that's the thing. Like, we get such a long green flag run like that. If you're not smooth, then it's like, who cares about being fast? You got to be smooth, because at the end of the day, that's fast. You might not be gaining or losing much, but it's just gotta, if you can just keep it smooth and don't scrub those tires away, right?
Yep. You know what I just realized?
You got to just kind of run your own way. Just pretend you're out there in a testing session and just keep hitting your marks.
I think we forgot to do something because we were so intent with all this racing. We had a couple of signs.
Oh man. Yeah, we messed that up.
Yeah.
So before the race started, there were 2 instances that Ben requested us have a moment of silence with a couple of quiet laps, because there was a couple of drivers that passed away here in the year 2000, I think he said.
Yep.
And it was Kenny Irwin on July 7th and Adam Petty on May 12th. And Ben requested that lap number 42 in honor of Kenny Irwin and lap 45 in honor of Adam Petty would be done in silence. And we're way past that now, because we've been green for like the last, 30 laps, 40 laps?
Yeah, sometimes we get a little excited and forget about that.
Yeah, do you want to do it? We can do it now.
In a minute. In the Fluid Studios, we all know that is to be Brian Wolf. Hey now, Blaine and Brad.
How
I like
dare
that. Great intro start, Rod. I hope that you have the live button pushed.
I hope that Brian knows that Brad hasn't broadcasted on here in about a year.
I don't know. He's basically he is slamming me from something that I did Sunday for him when we broadcast for him. So that was pretty funny. But yeah, I think you're right. We're about a little past the halfway point. Let's just give him a moment of silence for those two drivers.
Yeah, we're going to. I'll give a different camera angle here, and we'll just take a minute for. We'll shut the mics off, do our moment of silence for Adam Petty and Kenny Irwin. Yeah, apologies for missing lap number 42 and lap number 45. Moment of silence there. But yeah, just shut her down and do a quick panorama. Kenny Irwin, Adam Penny, rest in power. Carry on. Rest in peace. Yellow flag on the course.
Something to do with Anthony. He was turned around. I don't know what happened with him there, but he was not headed the right direction.
Oh, Pablo Anthony. Let's see here. The 08.
8 or 9. I'm in up.
Yeah, I got him. Yep.
08.
Oh,
No,
it looks like
everybody.
he got into the 98 of Carnby Edward. There's Carnby in 20th, and coming up behind him, Pablo is on. Are they on the same lap? Yeah. Different braking zones. That's the difference. Hey, you've got Carnby Edward in the 98 there going, just braking in a different spot, and Pablo got into him.
Yeah, we were out there doing the moment of silence stuff. Mendez has actually snuck his way up into the second position, so he is getting it done tonight.
Oh wow! Yeah, see what happens. We blink. We have a very busy pit road right now.
Getting back to the chat, I gotta say hi to my daughter.
Mendez will get out there in second.
I gotta say hi to my daughter Mackenzie. She's on there, and Brian Wolf is just picking on you. He says, "We know it. That you are, buddy." And can't wait to. I'm hoping next Sunday I can be back in time. But
you wait until we broadcast the next race at ASR. I'm going to do the whole thing upside down.
Yeah.
I'll flip the whole screen upside down. April Fools. Everybody's racing on the ceiling.
April Fool is my daughter's birthday.
Oh, is it? Awesome.
Yes.
That's the best.
She's an April Fool's baby.
Did you ever play that joke and be like, pretend you forgot her birthday?
No, I don't ever forget her.
I'd just be funny to be like, oh yeah, totally forgot. And like the biggest surprise party ever or something. April Fools. She probably wouldn't fall for it because she knows the drill, right? It's April Fools.
Her dad loves her, and we take her out every year to a Japanese steakhouse.
Okay.
We have a great time.
Nice. Look at all these wave around cars here.
So we gotta work on.
There's a ton.
There was a lot of them because of that long green flag run. We gotta work on Brian because he wants me to get into the booth up there on Sundays, but he's got to step that time back to 8:30 so I can get in there.
I count about 10 guys on the wave around there.
Yeah, there was a few. Merkel was just rolling and going, and Like I said, unfortunately, we didn't mention it. We did, but at the end of it, Mendez was making a charge there, and he got himself up into the second place. R.J. Bishop back there in fourth. Of course, PV back there in third. Norman, and then Pavillon. So pace car pulls down on pit road. Think Mendez is going to beat Merkel in the start? What do you do? Oh, he does.
He's going to get him, yep.
Merkel spins the tires a little bit. PV might have been helping him, but Merkel drives it in there in that bottom groove.
Man.
I think the bottom groove is really, really good on the early run.
They've got Mendez on a 0-0-0 tie at the line to keep second place, though. Merkel got it. Can we go back to the standings and actually see that? We can. Look at it right there. Jack Merkel in first place, Carlos Mendez in second, 0.001. 1/1000th of a second. He almost had him. He hasn't led a lap yet either, and Merkel didn't care. He could have let him have 1/1000th of a second, and he you know, that's the only way we can see the third digit is to actually quit and go back to the live standings before they reset for the next lap too.
Give you an idea of a racer's mentality, right? Oh no!
Bishop, and we've got Carnby rolling. Where did Carnby come from?
We got a big pile up back there.
We've got calamity and shenanigans all over the place.
Wow!
We got it under yellow, right? Okay.
I hope so.
Carnby, Edward. We were focused on Bishop losing traction in that corner. Oh no, it wasn't Carnby Edward. It was Landy Pavlon. Everybody got loose in that corner. We had a bit of a cool down. That's the problem. The tires aren't hot.
Yep. Everybody came out there with fresh tires.
So he got loose and then got help from the 43 and just barrel rolled him. Thank goodness RJ Bishop was there to stop the barrel roll. Wow. Okay.
We stopped and quit.
Yeah.
Merkel in the pits. I think everybody's coming in on lap 79 are going to hit the line with late lap 80. So that's what.
There's Mark Snyder coming down in 24th position. He is currently 4 laps off the pace. Crocodile, Cromp, and Zachary Hall have retired. Cromp is out with an engine failure. Zachary, we don't know what happened.
So you think about it. I'm going to go green with 43 laps, 42 lap-ish. We know that they can go, about 25 laps for sure on a set. So they're pitting just so that they know they're going to have good tires, and with the idea that they're only going to do one more stop.
Right.
Which would be probably about 20-ish to go-ish, somewhere around there. Saw how much time PV made up by pitting early, but he did not catch Merkel. He got caught Merkel, but he didn't get by him. So you'll see probably most of the drivers, except for the drivers that are going to do the wave around. Tate Dorsey just goes flying around because he is the lucky dog.
Udo Neves in the 76 got a pretty cool looking car.
Smithfield.
I like cool cars. What can I say? People are like, hey, calm down with your free cam. I'm getting nauseous. Don't care.
Something we haven't talked about tonight. We've talked about a little bit about everybody, but Austin the Plant, only the third place in points. You did talk about how Merkel, had overstepped him in the most laps run, whatever kind of you and your statistics, but but currently in the 12th position, still right there in the mix. It seems, we talked about it last week. He just did not have very good luck. It just didn't work for him. But you make your own luck sometimes too. So, being that he is from New Hampshire, and he's out there and he's doing really good as we're getting ready to go back green. I just wanted to make him a little bit. He's got to get his butt up there and get some more points and catch that Merkel guy.
Yep, currently running in 12th, and he is on the lead lap. We are green again to start a lap number 82.
Urio's got the high side. Looks like he's going to overshot it a little bit. See if he can get the run off and beat PV down the backstretch.
that's Michael Norman up there as well in 4th position, 3rd position. They're kind of, Peavy overdriving it.
Peavy
saved it.
Norman with a good run on the high side. Peavy gets a little bit of loose. Kind of checked up everybody behind him. That helped Michael Norman a lot because he was going to take that high groove and see what he could do with it. He gave him the room, and Peavy checked him up, and that worked out good for him. Now he's currently in the 2nd position, eyeing that Mercurio guy to see if he can go get that win away from him. But got to keep in the rearview mirror because you got Jack Merkel right behind him. Jack Merkel's just out there to prove a point because he could probably just back off a little bit and not have to win these races. Caution flag is out.
Do we know what Merkel uses for like settings and setup and controller and everything? Like, is he on a Fanatec or a Logitech or a gamepad or?
We're gonna have to find that out. But that would be one of those things. We keep talking about having a podcast and having people come in. Yeah, there's a guy that could be in there.
Yep. Yeah, it's something to do. Like I know JTN. They do a podcast called.
Yep.
Oh man, Winners Circle. No. It's a name that's a racing related name. In the pits or one to go. I can't remember what they called it, but they kind of chit chat with amongst themselves. They have about 5 regulars or whatever that do their thing, and I would more so just like you and I sort of just interview a guy. Pick one guy, do a little research, have some questions, half hour, 45 minutes out,
But you could do it, as most everybody pitted, but he stayed out and did an RJ Bishop. But you could do it where, you could take a league. For example, bring Benjamin Snyder, bring, Jack Merkel, and, and a few, 2 or 3 drivers in there, just chat with them about Maverick, about, just different stuff. Or you could do, like you said, bring a driver in. Or
if you do individuals, you'd have like maybe a Maverick series where you had 3 or 4 guys from Maverick. And
bring one of them in at a time. Don't bring them all in. You could do it just bring them in and chat and talk about how they,
And I'd have to reach out to guys like Godfrey because his track editing skills, and guys like Divins and Mobs and Sullins with his painting skills.
Yeah. I honestly think
Dr. Noise is another guy. Like, we don't race with Dr. Noise, but if you know his website, he meticulously recreates like the real life versions of all these cars. So if you wanted to run a 1992 roster from a certain, like, from a Cup 90 mod, he would have a roster and he would meticulously design all the cars from that season. Like, Dr. Noise is insane. You talk about painters, that guy is just crazy of recreating the real life stuff.
I honestly think that the first person that should be there, it should either be Sullins or Godfrey. That's because of what they do for this community. So
yeah, and even reaching out to guys like Noise, who I've never actually. Well, I have actually emailed him before because we were thinking about back at. It was a great idea, but we never did it. Jeffrey Elliott had a idea to run North Wilkesboro.
Yep.
But he wanted to have everybody in a car from that era.
So pace cars off.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I would cut you there, but pace cars off as we get back going. Hughes on the inside. RJ Bishop did not get a great start on that high side, which kind of messed up Michael Norman. Jack Merkel was able to get by him.
78, the car physically looks brand new.
Yeah.
He's been taking a beating tonight, man, and that thing's not even scratched.
He is in a different car too tonight because he's in a Ford. Normally he's in a whoa. RJ Bishop, as we were talking about him, he just drove that thing in there, and it did not stick
they
the
were
way he wanted
3 or 4 wide. Oh, there's another scrub over there.
Curio takes over the lead. Hughes on the high side, Merkel on the bottom. Bishop taking the center. Decides to go down to the bottom with Merkel. Norman sitting back there watching these fools going, yeah, go ahead, wreck each other. I don't care.
Yep, exactly. Why not, right? They're like, hey, you guys are going to race that hard? Cool. I'm going to sit over here and watch.
They still going to have one more pit stop regardless. And so Norman might be just back there going, I'm going to run just hard enough to watch you fools burn your tires up.
Do you think that they could do it on on just the set they're on now? It's possible. But you'd have to really run conservative.
Yeah,
oh, I see what you're saying too. Yeah, the fuel might be an issue.
Fuel mileage is close.
Right. And tires come before fuel.
Tires come before fuel. So is it physically possible? Yes.
And there's drag race down the front straightaway. Man, the exit off of 4 for these guys. Merkel again. And then obviously a major trail break in there to make that thing stick.
Woo! He was a little bit loose in the center of the corner.
Hughes?
A little bit in turn 1 and 2. He's showing a little damage on the right side.
Yeah, he is.
So he didn't have that before, so just trying. I don't know if he's trying to get it through the corner quicker, maybe not, trying to back off on his trail brake a little bit, but he's a little bit loose in the middle of the corner there.
He's currently running 6th there now, just at the line.
Still there too. He's been putting that left front tire down on that apron, which will de-wedge the car just a tad. So,
well, if Carnby Edward wants to win on his birthday, he's got to find 3 laps.
Yeah,
he is unfortunately off pace.
Merkel was able to. We were back there watching Hughes. Merkel got back out front. Mercurio second. RJ Bishop all over the back of Mercurio. Eyes the high side in that upper groove. Can't quite get that run.
Bishop's just driving like a man on a mission, though. Like he's just putting that car everywhere he has to. I wonder if he's going to roast them tires up quick, though. Because right there, he's drifting through that corner. It looks like he's almost driving sideways through there.
What he's got to do, though, is got to think about what he's done there in the last 3 or 4 laps. He's gone backwards. Ooh, Avalon, it looks like, or was that Edwards in the back? Just pummeled turn 4 wall. Cars are kind of similar.
Pummeled. We haven't used that word in a while.
It didn't stop him, but he hit hard. It come off that wall pretty harsh. Think about the Mercurio, second place in points, quite a ways behind Merkel. What do I gotta do? Catch this guy. Now, I got a suggestion. Nitrous oxide.
Nitrous oxide, yeah. Peavy was moving super slow back there. He lost a bunch of spots. Back to 13th, according to my screen.
Maybe he should put a North Star motor. And as we say that, he turned the nitrous bottle on. He is right back on the back bumper of Merkel. He is pressuring him hard. Reading some of the comments. I like this, though. Brian says that you're no stranger to that live button.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He says something about the cannon race. You managed to do that. So,
well, I was live when we were calling the race, but I forgot that on the broadcast, because I have 2 screens, right? I'm watching the game, but I'm also broadcasting. So what it looks like for the viewers, I don't necessarily look at that screen all the time. I'm running the game from my game screen. So I'm like, oh, yeah, we're watching a race. And then I look over at the broadcast after 10 minutes, and I'm like, we've been staring at the stats. So we've just been looking at something like this and totally covering up the entire race. Like, oh, no. So, yeah, it's just a matter of me having to scan both screens. But, yeah, it's just, all these years and you still make the mistakes.
Happens. About 28, around somewhere around 28 laps. When we say that, somewhere around, sounds kind of funny, but seems, I don't know. My math skills are pretty good, but not keep track of that.
Just going through the field here from the back. Gutierrez right there. Jorge Pachon back in 16th. Yellow flag up. Jane Adkins. Carlos Mendez. Enrico Shevchuk. Noah Wetzel right there. The 42 of Dylan Young. Steph Thomas. How come is it Lucas Garcia? Yes, it is. The 502 Lucas Garcia. Peter Neves. Carnby Edward back in 21st. There's Jonathan Peavy in 10th. Still on the lead lap there. Joseph Landy Pavlon. Paulo Vitor. Tate Dorsey. Keith Hughes. Austin LaPlante in 5th. There's Benjamin Schneider up there in that purple car, number 7. He's going to have to wait to pit because he's a lap down. But yeah, what we were saying about before about North Wilkesboro reaching out to Dr. Noise. Jeffrey Elliott had a really good idea back in the Talladega Night days there a couple of years back of let's run a race at North Wilkesboro. And he was in cahoots with like a North Wilkesboro fan page on Facebook who probably didn't know what this sim was all about. But they were like interested in like, oh, okay, like you guys race online and all this kind of stuff. And like we can tailor it to what they would be familiar with. You know, like you'd be seeing Dale Earnhardt, you'd be seeing Michael Waltrip, because they would just get the racers, like, you know, guys like Merkel and Pavlon and Sullins and Godfrey and Ken Roberts and all these guys, like whoever wanted to be in that race to drive a car, you know, that they didn't paint. So I went to Dr. Noise and said, hey, can we use your car pack for this broadcast we're thinking about putting guys in your cars and running a race that looks like an actual broadcast from Wilkesboro and from the 90s or whatever. And he was all about it. Like, oh, yeah, that sounds great. Just make sure you send me the link. That sounds like a riot. Super nice guy, right? I mean, that little exchange I had with him, he was all about it, right? He was always all about the community anyway. And he's also one of those guys who has the tweak guide and how to get NASCAR 2003 season running on Windows 11. Like, he has those guides much like Ben Crazy does. And it unfortunately never happened.
That's too bad.
But yeah, Dr. Noise would be another guy who's, you know, as far as painters go and realism too, because he's going back to footage of races from all different eras of NASCAR to meticulously put these cars back together for people who might want to drive their favorite driver's car. You know, like, what kind of car did Dale Earnhardt drive in 1993? Like, I'm sure he's gone back and looked and, you know.
Pace car is out on the backstretch. Garcia and Atkins were the lucky dogs, and Benjamin Snyder took the wave around. Everybody pitted but Benjamin, so that's going to hurt him a little bit. He was in a position to make up one of the lap slacks, so why not?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, sometimes it's worth it.
And Norman got a great start.
Yeah, he did.
He just had nowhere to go. You can't do much with it.
Yeah. Very wide into turn number 1.
We see something we hadn't mentioned. You did mention it before. We talked about LaPlante before, but he had worked his way all the way up to the 5th spot. Shows you why he's third in points, because he's always right there. RJ Bishop is right all over the back bumper, Merkel. Go ahead.
And after last week, unfortunately, he didn't finish on the lead lap.
Caution flag is out again.
Oh. Bunch of quick cautions here. We had such a crazy long green flag run.
We're creeping up down about 20 to go. You know how they always say, you know, get around 10 laps to go, business is about to pick up.
Yep. Have you ever? No, I never. Okay, here, let's see. Smoke. Oh, there's a couple cars involved. Looks like Steph Thomas, Jonathan Peavy's in there. Oh, it looks like it might have been Peavy. Driving sideways again.
We talked about it. You gotta have control of the car. Trail braking it through the corners.
Yeah, unfortunately, again, it looks like a self-spin.
We're not quite, remember we talked about earlier that they figure they can go 25 laps on tires. But, you know, really pushing the issue. We're going to have about less than 25 laps to go. They get just pitted. I don't think you'll see any of the guys up front pit unless they have a caution where, you know, really late in the run, and you might see some of the guys pit. Jack Merkel would probably do it. I mean, he's got enough of a points lead. But other than that, they've pretty much made their last pit stop in their head. We'll see what happens. Because, like I said, 5 to go, you know you're going back green, you might want to put tires on.
Yeah, and track position's a big thing too.
Yep. Well, that's it. You know, how do you make that call? If you get down to 10 to go, we are almost just creeping up on 20 laps to go for the night. And let's say halfway through this, 12 to go, whatever, we get a caution. Some of them might come in and take tires. Some of them might just say, let's just Hail Mary it, see what happens.
Yeah.
That would depend on how many people stay out with them. You do not want to go out there and be the only guy that didn't take tires, because everybody else is going to whoop up on you.
Lights are off, so we will be going green next time by. You can see there, row number 1 is Merkel and Bishop. Row number 2 is Mercurio and Norman.
Mateus Yankee's going to be the lucky dog this time. Just went down past pace car.
Right.
Weston,
Row
LaPlante,
3
Hughes,
is what? Hughes and LaPlante.
Dorsey, and I think that's Pavillon. He's not where he's supposed to be. He's going to got to move to the outside of Tate Dorsey, so get that squared away before you get to the corner. Let's see. Bishop's warming his tires up. So what do you think? You think he's going to beat him this time?
Yeah. These guys are great on restarts, man, but it is that split second.
Good start on both sides.
Yep.
Michael Norman just, I don't know what it is about the starts. He's just not having the best of luck on these starts. Tate Dorsey just went in there way too deep. He is no man's land on the outside.
Yeah.
I think it worked out really good for him.
Where'd Norman go?
That's the thing. I don't know. Back and check on him, but he is not having a great start.
He's gone. Oh, he's way back there. Yellow flag is out again.
I'm going to focus on seeing what happened.
Yeah, I'm going to check out Norman, see. Oh, Norman was involved in it. Okay, he flipped right over.
Oh, it's piled into after the fact. The last few restarts, he's not had a lot of luck.
No,
Not
this
getting
is
off on the
not
restarts,
lucky
and
at
that
all.
one didn't work out. That didn't work out good at all. Basically, he was just trying to get into the corner with Hughes on the inside of him. They touched. That kind of set him, off, and then it was just he got piled into from. I think it was a 45 Steph.
Yeah, Steph Thomas in the 45.
Norman's going to come down pit road. Now, I didn't wanted to do, see, so Mendez is the first one down pit road. My curiosity question is, what's he do? 2 tires, 4 tires? This is a pretty good strategy. He was right there around in the top 10. He overshot
On board
his
with
pits.
Mendez. He's getting right sides for sure.
Left
He's
side's
going
okay.
for all 4, yep.
Norman's getting 4. He's getting 4. Oh, that was a tricky good one. Watch him leave his pit stop.
I just did.
PV kind of blocked him in there a little bit.
Yeah.
Not intentionally, just he overshot his pit, had to back up to get it right. I've actually created a rule by doing that.
Oh, yeah?
League I ran, and somebody did that to me. That's exactly what I did every time.
Yeah,
I think it was at FSB.
Oh, okay.
You can't do that. It says it's not in the rules. It was the next week.
Yeah. Can't do that. I'm like, why? There's no actual pit crew out there. Yeah, in real life, you're not going to do it. There's people out there. But, hey, here I can drive around you. I'm going to drive around you. You used to race at FSB, eh?
Oh, yeah. I've raced a lot of different leagues.
That's too bad
Mendez
they don't run NASCAR 2003 anymore, I don't think.
No.
That's too bad,
Mendez-
because they were one of them OG leagues, like up there with Rolling
Yep.
Thunder. They've been around almost 30 years, and now they don't run. They abandoned. Well, they didn't abandon it. They don't use it anymore.
Yeah.
Abandon's like a sad word, which they just
Oh,
moved on.
I mean,
They moved on.
But
But they used to get a lot of people showing up. I remember watching, Slim Jim. What was his name? Slim Jim. I used to watch their broadcasts with Reap and who was his co-host? Sean Reap was the host. I can't remember his name. Yeah, good broadcast. So
pace car lights are out. They're coming off for Merkel, Bishop, Mercurial, and Austin the Plant, Avalon, Hughes, Tate, Dorsey, and Victor are your top 8 cars. Merkel had a good start on that one. The Bishop, he's still went in there kind of hard. He keeps trying to see if he can get that outside to work, and he's not been doing what he wants him to. There, Merkel's on the inside of him. Austin LaPlante back there in 4th, just watching these guys and go ahead, wreck each other.
There's cars in the wall back there behind the play, but I believe we're being a cool down mode.
Still green. Bishop kind of get off the corner 4 a little hard. The plant's going to try. He was going to try to go underneath him, but kind of slowed the momentum of the plant just enough so he couldn't really do anything on the front stretch. Pulled back into 4th. Merkel, of course, out front. Mercurio, Bishop, the plant, Avalon, Dorsey, your top 6. A lot of them are out there using that apron.
I was thinking about Norman there on the restarts. He's in the YouTube chat. Second gear is gone out of the 22.
Oh,
yeah. I was wondering that too. I'm thinking maybe he lost a gear or something's wrong with his pedals or something.
Well, he didn't have the start before. He didn't have a very good one, and he definitely did not have a good start on that one. That makes sense and why.
Mm-hmm.
RJ Bishop there.
Battle for first here. 24.
It was a good little battle going for 3rd there. Austin LaPlante tried to get him around the outside of RJ Bishop, but he was able to hold him off for a minute.
Anybody's race still.
So we keep looking. I keep looking down, and Chris, we're keeping up on the almost 10 laps to go here. A few more laps from that. The race just whipped by on us.
Yeah, they had a good couple of massive green flag runs that.
Laughing because top 6 cars aren't even using the track in the corners. They are doing it in 1 and 2, but in 3 and 4, they're all below the apron.
Yeah.
Just give you an idea of the track. The corners are a little bit different, but you definitely pretty much going right down to the bottom.
RJ almost on the grass, it's yeah. As long as they don't go to the left of that cone, we're okay.
But it's gotta. I mean, we're gonna have to ask if it comes up when their spotter saying leader is pitting.
Yeah.
Definitely, whoever gets 3rd place is going to get asked that question because Merkel is doing that all race long.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if that was triggering that to come up and say that.
Yeah, like right here it would be saying it because you're hitting the brake. The
leader's
braking
pitting
zone.
now.
Yeah, leader's pitting now. Every time, leader's pitting now.
Every lap, everybody out there except for him.
Yeah.
Their spotter would be saying leader's pitting now. Carrio's not letting him get away. Bishop's a little, he's dropped back a little bit, just over half a second, but Carrio's all over his rear bumper. That is the bumper of Jack Merkel.
You can see the number 27 there of Papa Snyder. He will yield to the leaders. Mark Snyder in the 27.
Gracefully just gets out of the way and lets them go fight for it.
Oh, Bishop into the wall.
Been doing it all night.
Yeah. That corner's getting a workout. That's why they put the safer barrier there.
Been doing it more.
Mercurio.
And doing it more.
Spins out.
Oh.
Green.
Just get in a little too hot.
Remains.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Just got in a little too hot, trying to get we talked about Trober trying to get in there enough to make up some time on him. That puts Austin LaPlante back in 3rd place.
question is, does anybody have anything for Merkel?
The answer to that question, pretty simple.
Probably no.
I think there's some of these tracks there's some of the guys out here can do it. Merkel's just been phenomenal tonight.
Yep. As per usual, qualified right up the front there, and then dropped to the back, and then got back to the front again.
4 more races to do that after tonight. And I think we talked to him last week. He won last week, I believe. Let me double check, though. I want to make sure I'm saying that right. Yes, he did. Won last week. And we talked about that a little bit. I said, "Are you going to do it again next year?" And he's like, "Hell no."
No, exactly. I'm not taking that bet.
Mentally, I mean, granted, he's done great. Don't get me wrong. But mentally, it's just, he's had to race his heart out just about every race to get through the pack. Mm-hmm. And some of it's been strategy. A lot of it's been just pure talent to get himself back up front. And he's done very well. He's had very few times where he was not in the top 10. Or top 5, for that matter.
Oh, Mendez just took a hard right. I don't know what happened there. That was weird looking. Lots of damage on the back of that 34.
Caution is out. We got 5 laps to go. Going to be racing back to the line. Do know that they do have, with 5 or less laps to go, the caution will not come out. It came out with 6 laps to go. So I believe I don't know if they do what they call a quickie caution.
It's possible, yeah.
If they do it right, they should be a green, white, and checkered.
Go back to the point of caution here and see if we can figure out what happened.
Which would be interesting. Now, who's pitting? Who's not? I guarantee you Merkel's going to stay out. How far back do you think it's going to go until we get somebody that pits? Going off turn 4 now. Merkel stays out. First person to pit, Tate Dorsey, Norman, Curio, Rodrigo are the only ones that went down pit road. We're not going to see them probably make that up.
I wonder if it's so little laps to go. Like there's what?
Talking 3 laps to go.
There's only 3. Like why even bother, right?
Well, if you're still on the same lap with the guys in front of you out there, and you get a 1-lap shootout.
That's true. Yeah, you can still gain positions.
You can gain positions. Is it a winning strategy? No. No way you're gonna get. The only way you're gonna do that is with the Maverick rules, where there'll never be another caution. Doesn't matter because it's gonna be on the last lap. You're gonna race back anyways, but you could gain some positions by doing that.
Right. Yeah, and in the grand scheme of the points, it's for points. So we're thinking lights off this time.
We're hoping.
Yeah, there goes.
Mendez.
Matthias Yankee.
Matthias, thank you. God, couldn't say it there for whatever reason. We're going to do a green, white, checkered. No cautions will fall. We know that it's going to go all the way to the green. Maverick rules under 5. No matter what happens, it doesn't matter if Austin LaPlante jacks up Jack Merkel and goes and wins it. It's still not going to be a caution flag. But after reviewing it afterwards, you may not end up with a win. So do not want to do that.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's the next flags will be white and checkers.
This could be
it's an interesting rule.
If Austin can keep it going, this should be our first time this year, I believe, interviewing Austin LaPlante.
Yeah, can't remember. I have to go back and look at it. Yeah, I like that rule of within 5, no yellow. Yeah, it's cool.
I do too.
Just pedal to the metal, boys. Don't stop.
Great
start by everyone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whoa, Austin's a little bit loose there. He almost got in the back of Merkel. Avalon's trying to find room underneath him. Austin the Plant's down at the bottom trying to get underneath RJ Bishop. Merkel's gone. We know that's going to happen.
Yep.
Austin goes all the way to the apron.
Oh.
Come on. He's got to get that
Somebody
bite off the
washing up
corner.
just a
He's
little
going to
bit.
get the bite off the corner of the bottom.
Yeah. That fourth
One
turn
more
there.
lap. Oh no, Mendez off the. Oh, we just missed.
Just stayed at Pavlon, yeah.
Just missed him.
Peavy
What a
getting in
battle
there.
for second we got
That's what
going
I'm
on
saying,
here.
the battle for second is definitely the battle we're watching right now.
So Austin was great 3 and 4 on the bottom, but he was not so good, man. We talked about it. Avalon underneath Austin, putting the bumper in there, but Austin gives him the room. Oh no, they hit
Peavy
again.
just slaps him out of the way. Oh man.
Not gonna get to interview Austin tonight. Oh, big crack at the line.
Pavlon did that on purpose.
Kind of looked like it did. So we have
Oh man.
Merkel, Bishop, and then Peavy comes out and finishes third.
The
Wow,
body
what a
check
finish.
from LaPlante there.
Yeah.
On LaPlante from Peavy was pretty wild.
That's too bad. Austin was driving his heart out, and
Yeah.
Peavy got underneath him, moved him up the track. Didn't hit him at all. Just moved him up the track, got him off from the bottom groove, and that's what it really kind of took. Then when they got into the corner, they ended up having a little bit of contact, and unfortunately for Austin LaPlante, that just didn't work out for him. But he still manages to finish 8th, which with that, he could have kept it going straight. It would have been a lot better for him, but he's still probably 3rd in points.
Hopefully that flag man is holding his breath. That's a whole bunch of smoke up there.
Yes. Kind of saving the export. What's that make for wins over the year? You have that statistic.
I'll be able to run that. Yeah, if you do the interviews, I'll definitely start running
Well, I'm
numbers.
picking on you.
Yeah.
You're on that stuff all the time. This 8th win of the season, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's definitely a few.
Just a couple.
Just a couple.
So he's done doing his burnouts because we get yelled at. I got yelled at. You didn't. I got yelled at for somebody in too soon. The driver, but that's okay. He knows who he is.
Don't tell us how to run our broadcast. Gosh darn it.
Looking down there for Peavy, and Ben's probably already moved him into the waiting room. So let's get that boy up here. Jonathan Peavy. You got Rod and Blaine in the booth. We got you, buddy.
Yeah, I'm here.
Look at that. Not a bad night.
It could have been better at times, but I embarrassed myself a couple of times.
Pretty good move there that you made on the end of the race to basically take where Austin LaPlante wanted to be, and get yourself up into the 3rd position. Starting 12th on the night, and you were up there. You led a few of the laps. I'll give you that information a little bit more here in just a second.
Yeah, starting 7th helped. Kind of was able to stay away from some of the mess in the back for most of it. There's just no touching Jack whenever it comes to some of these tracks, man.
A lot of tracks.
Yeah,
I mean,
most of these tracks.
does he have a weak link? Do you know a weak link that he has?
Yes, Trey Kinsey.
What is that?
The 18 car. Him and Jack have had a feud over several races, and so
You guys haven't gotten a few people together to hire that guy to come back?
Well, we've thought about it, but I mean, I don't know that I want him back. But yeah, no, it was a fun race. I hate New Hampshire as a track, just in general.
Oh, come on now.
I don't like the flat track like that. I've never liked it.
You would if I started a league, you wouldn't run there then. It'd be flat track only.
See, I don't mind flat tracks. It's New Hampshire that I don't like.
I
Because
see.
Indianapolis is a flat track. I love Indianapolis.
This is true. Yeah.
Pocono is a flat track. I love Pocono.
What about Martinsville?
Oh, Martinsville is one of my favorites.
Good, because you're going to find out how good you really are. What, 2 races? I think we don't hit it until November. I'm going to come out and practice with you boys.
Yeah.
I love me some Martinsville. So you did lead 20 laps on the night, which isn't bad. So you ran, up front, back, made some good moves. Still, I got to look. One thing, I don't have that information. That's a Blaine information. Is where you standing in points right now?
Depending on where people finished, I should be up to 4th, but potentially still in 5th, depending on the points situation. I was only 3 behind 4th after the last race.
Yeah, you were in 4th, 839 away from Merkel.
Yeah,
But you were in 4th coming in here with Austin LaPlante, Joshua Mercurio, and Jack Merkel in front of you.
I got you. Well, I do feel bad because I bumped Austin. I got so loose down there on the apron, and then coming to the checkers, I bumped him. Didn't spin him, but I moved him, and I feel a little bit bad about that. I didn't want to take the position that way. I wanted to drag race him down the front stretch.
Yeah, but all in all, it's a good night for you. You don't like the track for a track you don't like, and you finished 3rd. I mean, come on now, you got to start getting a little love for it because I like me some New Hampshire. That's a pretty great track in my book. It's the way they should all be made in mine.
Yeah, well, it's a good thing that they didn't take your opinion into account whenever they made this game.
You have to understand, I grew up, and I'm up here in New England, and the track that I learned and cut my teeth on was only 9 degrees banking. It was actually 7 degrees banking and 3 and 4 and 1, and then 2 was 9 degrees of banking. That's not a lot of banking.
No, it's not. I grew up in Florida, about an hour and a half away from Daytona.
Yep.
And so there was a local short track. It's called USA International Speedway. I don't know if you've ever heard. My dad.
Yeah, 5 flags.
No, it's not 5 flags. It's
no.
USA International.
Okay.
They closed down several years ago. But my dad actually is the one that paved the track.
Nice.
And our family Ford conversion van was the first vehicle on the track after it was paved, turning laps. So I grew up going to that track, and that one is kind of like what Bristol used to be. It's a 5/8 mile, and the banking on that one is kind of how Bristol used to be back in the day.
Wow. We've been down to New Smyrna.
Yeah, it's similar to New Smyrna too. It's not too much from New Smyrna.
I went down to New Smyrna before Mark Martin got involved with that and upgraded the track. There was literally holes in the fence. You could jump into on the track if you wanted to.
That doesn't surprise me.
Well, we're talking, I think it was 89. We were down there for Speed Weeks. We spent all day at Daytona and spent all night at New Smyrna.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But no, racing, none of my family's really into racing or doing sims or anything like that. I'm kind of the only one that really does it. But I'm passing that along to my kids. I've got 2 girls that absolutely love to watch me race whenever I'm playing.
So, where are you located, Jonathan?
North Carolina.
What we got to do is get you up here sometime next year. We'll put you in a go-kart.
Hey, let's do it. I'm down to try anything once.
Why not? It's an experience that you'll never experience anything like it in your entire life. It's so, you can't believe the G-forces you get when you're doing 45 miles an hour, not lifting, and you are 3/4 of an inch off the ground.
Yep. Oh, I love me some go-karts, but
nothing like you've ever run at a little go-kart track around, where you go in, pay money, go turn.
Oh yeah.
These are 8 feet long, 50 inches wide.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun. So now you said we figured about somewhere around 800 points behind with 4 races. You think you can catch Merkel?
No. If he decides to just not show up the next 4 races, sure, I might could go chase him down and at least get within 100 points of him.
4 races. It'd be close if you won.
Within 100 points. I didn't say I'd catch him.
Well, no, if you won every race, that's 185 points. You'd be really close.
I highly doubt that's going to happen. But,
yeah, you don't come this far and then just not show up.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to pick on you about that. Because again.
But hey, I mean, considering that I am, 4 races behind them.
I was going to say, you have missed some races.
I think I'm 3 or 4 races behind, so
yeah,
considering
you are, actually.
that I'm that far behind in races, I feel like I could be at least close enough to him to...
Well, you can
at least make him sweat a little bit.
The question is, and Blaine would know that, what better answer to that is whether or not mathematically could you work your way into 3rd or possibly 2nd. You know, Mercurio was, I think, about 300 behind last time I looked. So,
mathematically, I can get up to 3rd. Now, whether it will happen or not, it's a different story.
You've had some great races, and you've also had some that just are not that memorable. You know,
yeah.
And I'm not saying that you did anything wrong. Just that happens.
Another Maverick moment.
Yeah.
I made a little jingle for him whenever anything like that happens.
There you go. That's pretty good.
So.
All right, buddy. Well, congratulations on your 3rd place. I know, not where you wanted to be 2 better, but hey, that helps you out in points. I'd like to see, hopefully, that you are able to get yourself up there a little further up in points, like watching your race. So I'm going to give you the floor, give you the chance to thank the people that got you here. We're going to move on to the next guy, RJ Bishop.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys for putting on the streams and live stream and everything and doing the announcers. I know what it takes to do that, so I appreciate what you guys do there. Appreciate Ben for putting this on and having, even if it's not a full field of 40 cars, still had 30-some cars here. So I'd say that's a success. Had some good green flag racing there with the 68 and several of the other guys around. But I just want to say go Gators and screw FAU. Then that one is specifically for the 68 car.
I was going to say, that's written right on his hood. So that was no Sherlock Holmes required to figure out that reference.
Yeah, we started at the start of the race. We had a thing saying FAU versus UF, see who's going to win it. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for putting it on, and looking forward to next week. What is next week, by the way?
Talladega.
Oh yeah, definitely looking forward to next week.
It caught me off guard because I was looking at it earlier. We have Talladega, and then we have one race in October, and then we don't do anything until November. So.
Yep. But like I said, I appreciate you guys. Y'all have a good night.
You as well. Congratulations on your 3rd place finish.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jonathan.
All right. The one, the only, the man, the myth, the legend. I think it's in his own mind. You've got Rod and Blaine the Juice. Jaboose. Jesus, I may have said that wrong, didn't I? All right, Jay, we got you. Yeah, you kind of had an up and a down night a little bit. You did not have a lot of luck getting them on the outside of them restarts.
Yeah, I was trying everything I could, to be honest.
Just could not seem to get into it. I mean, that outside groove, we kind of looked at it, we watched it, and it was kind of sort of, some people could make it work on a restarts and some people couldn't. And we were kind of wondering, because you could see how, I think it's the PJ1, the version of this track, is what the grooves that they put down there was when they did the PJ1 on the bottom, not in the middle, and then in the top. And kind of wondering whether that high groove really had any grip at all.
It had some grip if you tried hard enough, but what I was doing, I would get runs off the corner, so that was kind of nice about it. So
Yeah. And we see that you met the turn 4 wall a little bit. You were a little aggressive off of turn 4 a couple of times there.
I was aggressive everywhere. What do you mean?
I'm sorry, but
I was surprised your car was as clean as it was, because it looked like, yeah, you were really driving the snot out of that thing, and it was taking a beating, but it didn't look like it.
Yeah, but every time when I would hit the wall under green, or when we had the green flag pit stops, I didn't fix the damage until one of those late yellows, so it was something.
But all in all, second place finish. I don't know where he is in points because that's information that he
I'm
has
somewhere in
on
the top 10.
Still in the top 10, you said?
I said somewhere in the top 10, yeah.
Somewhere. Lane can
I
figure
just
that
don't know
out.
exactly where.
Yeah, I'll get it here in a second. Right about... what
8
we got?
points.
RJ Bishop. Yeah, 8th in points coming into this race.
And you haven't made every race either, right?
I missed 2?
Yep. So that's not too bad. Now you just got to work your way up that ladder.
Yeah, you've
Slowly
missed 2.
but
You started
surely.
18.
We got Talladega coming up. I believe the next one after that is Martinsville.
Martinsville, and then Phoenix, and then Homestead.
You any good at Martinsville?
I'm good at short tracks. I can wing it.
I like that. You can wing it. That's good though. So, I like the way you drive. Always, I followed you from SMO to, the different places and all that stuff that we run. So, I like the way, like what the show you put on. Let's just put it that way. You like me. Put on a good show.
I try to be honest.
Well, Blaine, you got anything else for him? If not,
It was, yeah, I mean, you starting up front, falling back, way back pretty quick, and then finding your way back up here again. It's like, that's a lot of track to cover, a lot of stuff to get around, a lot of stuff to deal with, man. So yeah, it was an awesome show. Like Rod said, it's fun watching.
I don't know how many cars I passed, but
A
it
lot.
was probably 100. Maybe.
I think you passed them all, and then they all passed you, and then you passed them all again. It was just like a yo-yo.
It was just back and forth.
Yep. But yeah, man, no, awesome race, very entertaining, that's for sure.
Yep. The next question. So, are you going to? Cause you say about missed a few races this year. You got to commit next year to try to come in here and see if you can take Merkel off the top.
I could try. Is it going to work? Probably not.
Got to commit to every race to be able to do that, I believe.
Impossible.
No, knowing me, I'm going to at least try to. But depending on my work schedule, we'll see what happens.
So that's what's the few races that you've missed.
Yep.
Basically, just your work schedule is not allowing you to come in here. All right, that makes sense. Then you can be happy with wherever you are in points, just because you're not running the full season.
Yep.
Pretty cool. All right, buddy. Well, I'm going to give you the floor to thank the people that got you here that you want to thank, and we'll get on to that Jack Merkel fella.
I want to thank you guys for broadcasting, putting for most of the weeks, and then Fortnite Squad Racing for having good teammates, and my other teammates that are on different teams. Ford, basically because I decided to run my Kurt Busch throwback that I ran for the 500, but trying to think what else. Good one for Jag because I tried to catch him, but couldn't. Just not enough.
I think you got to hold the button down a little bit there, but yeah. All right, I think he's done. I'm not sure, but
You still there, RJ? His mic sounds like it quit.
What happened? That's all right. Well, there we go. RJ Bishop, second place tonight. He kind of, like you said, yo-yoed it up, down, whatever. Ended up coming out in the second position, so he had a pretty good night. We'll let him be done, and we'll grab that Jack Merkel fellow and see what he's got to say. All right, Jack, you got Rod and Blaine in the booth. You there, buddy?
Yeah, I got you.
2 wins in a row. I don't know where that puts you ahead of everybody in points. 4 races left. Have you figured out the math yet, whether you could just not show up and win it?
As if I can keep the lead I have now, I can skip the final 2 races.
But
And I would need Josh to... If I skip the final 2 races and Josh wins both, I think he'd win by like... I guess it depends on what the lead is after this.
But then what does that do for the bet?
Oh, it ruins it. I have to be there. Because
Okay.
I gotta win by 250.
What was the bet for? How much?
If I
win, what do you get?
I don't get banned.
Oh,
That was
jeez.
the joke. I was like, I can do that. And I was like, if I can't do it, you can ban me. And Keith said, okay. And then I immediately regretted my decision.
Happens to him if
Imagine
you win.
that.
If I win, nothing.
Why would you take that bet?
I like betting on myself.
Okay, I mean,
It's worked so far.
worked so far.
I imagine that goes through the community, right? Like, oh man, Merkel got banned from Maverick. Like, oh shit, what did he do?
Yeah.
He didn't win
He
everything.
didn't win.
Yeah.
It's great too, knowing, because I know something in the back and everybody says something about it. And every race after the first caution, as soon as we get the caution, PV's first question every time is, okay, well, how far up did Jack make it before this caution came out?
Oh,
It's like, no, I made up 10 spots or 15. And he's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You watch? That's because we do the same thing. We focus on you for a minute because what you're doing. You're going to go back the last 2 weeks. I believe you even took the poll the last 2 weeks,
Yep.
and just drops to the back. So then we get to the first caution. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Where's Merkel? We got how far has he made it?
Yeah, I would have been up there sooner, up into the lead sooner, but the second or third caution was my fault because the 70, I didn't expect him to. I guess he was saving tires, and I didn't expect him to save it that much, and so I braked later. He did, and I tried to get on the brakes to not hit him, and it locked the left front up, and I just ran right through him.
Yeah.
So I felt bad, but so that kind of stalled my run to the front. But thankfully, we were both able to continue.
So next week's Talladega. You're pretty good there. Or next race, I should say next week. Then we go. What was the next one? Is it Martinsville after that?
Yep. Martinsville, Phoenix, Homestead.
Good at Martinsville area?
Yeah, I'm pretty good.
I'm gonna be out there for practice on that one.
I'm not really too sure about Phoenix, because I haven't raced a Phoenix in a while, and the one I only got to do like 30 laps last year for it.
What version of Phoenix do they run?
I assume it's the modern one where the
The
finish line's in turn.
Yep.
Yeah.
That one, I struggled with that one a little bit, just because the old one, the flat version, because now it's progressive banking, but back then, I was better at the original version than I am at the newer version.
Yeah, it's not my favorite, but it's not. It's fine. I can race it.
Oh, I'm sure you will. Go in there, probably. That's the final.
No, the finale's at Homestead.
Okay, so Ben still does the finale at Homestead like they always did.
Four races left, and 2 of them are some of my best tracks. So we'll see how we can do.
He's still gonna play the bet. Go to the back and just come up to the field.
Now I think these last 4 races, even because Talladega can really swing it.
Yes. Oh yeah.
If I get taken out real early and Josh can go on to win, that's he could probably make up 100 points. So depending on how Talladega goes, depends on how hard I race the last 3 races or so.
Or you're gonna go out and qualify, but yet you're gonna go to the back.
Yeah, but if Talladega goes good, and then I can get through Martinsville, if I have a 350 point lead going into the final 2 races, I won't make such a hard push to the front early to get there. I'll just kind of run around and race it and see where it lands me, so that because I won't have to be so pushed to get to the lead and maybe take myself out or something worse.
It'll be interesting when they get to Martinsville. It's going to be interesting when they get to Martinsville, just because, and I'm going to be honest here, we went to Bristol last week, and me and Blaine were kind of talking about this. Boy, I don't think this is going to be, it's going to be a caution fest. And I'm very surprised. You guys ran yeah, there was some cautions, but you guys had green flag pit stops.
It was a very nice
great,
track.
very great race. Well, I'm interested to see how it all is going to play out at Martinsville. I mean, in Martinsville, that's can be almost as worst as going to Talladega, where you could get caught in a big one. But Martinsville, it's so easy to get wrecked there, and not somebody intentionally doing it. The braking points are so different with the different guys that you have here, the different controllers and the different stuff. We saw a little bit of that tonight, where some of the guys, what I call keyboard warriors, and I'm amazed that they go as well as they do on a keyboard. But they also can't trail brake, so I don't care what you do to compete keyboard, you're not going to make it trail brake.
Yeah, I think the biggest challenge with Martinsville is going to be not so much the racing as more as it's going to be the probably top 10 in the field trying to get around the lap cars that we come across, because it's going to be, you don't want to lose some time to the car behind you, so you don't want to check up too early, but then you have to make sure that you don't blast it off in the corner and wreck the lap car that you're trying to pass too. So it's going to be a fun juggle to try to get it all done correctly.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's going to be a tricky one.
Also, I guess that's confirmed. Ben did say that I now hold the record for the most wins in a single season of Maverick.
Wasn't last week you had 7?
I had 8 last week. Today was my 9th.
Okay, so this is your 9th. I knew it was something around there, but you also have to understand we don't just do Maverick. We do other leagues. So you come back every Tuesday and it's like, okay, rules, what do they do?
Yeah.
Well, here's the breakdown: 17 top 10s, 14 top 5s, and 9 of those were wins.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good season so far. I'm glad that it's been able to go as well as it has. I've had some bad races, but mostly the good ones have outweighed it.
Well, it looks like a bad race would be the 3 where you didn't get a top 10.
Right, one of those,
17 top 10s and 20 starts.
Do you remember one of those was a disconnect problem?
Yes.
Yeah, worldwide, I didn't even get on track until like 30 laps left.
Right.
And then the second one was Daytona, where I got wrecked out a bunch. And then the third one was when RJ spun me from the lead at Michigan. So, not really any of them in my control that I haven't finished in the top 10, but, it happens.
You still got 4 more races to set that record even higher so that nobody can reach it.
I haven't finished outside the top 5 at a non-drafting track.
Also, if you think about it, I'm not to put salt on the wound a little bit, but you take Zach Rogers out of the road courses, you were right there most of the time.
Yeah.
With the bet with Hughes, where you have to go to the back.
That one really cost me Sonoma more than any of them. Watkins Glen was just unfortunate because I spun trying to push it because I was so far behind, but then my game probably would have crashed anyway, so I don't think that would have mattered too much. Because that's ended up what happened at Watkins Glen is I spun out and then like 2 laps later my game crashed.
So we got a chance to pick on Blaine here though. Austin the plant, because we're busy doing the interviews here. Just happened to notice that Blaine's got last week's official standings up.
Do I?
Really?
What race is this? Bristol Motor Speedway. Oh my goodness.
Freaking new guys. You can't.
Also, that is the 3rd time I've won. No, that's the 4th time I've won 2 races in a row this season.
Nice.
Yeah.
How did I manage that?
And I'm
That's
sure
hilarious.
Ben will talk about for the next 2 weeks about how I can make league history and win 3 in a row next week at Talladega. And it's not going to happen because it's a super speedway and I don't win those. So it does not matter.
Well,
you can talk about it all he wants. It's not going to happen.
Can win it.
I could.
What you got to do though is you got to sit down and talk to some people, get them behind you, and push you to that win. That's why I hate Talladega.
I need to get to the front, but it's getting to the front that's the problem.
Oh yeah. And it's just like going out there and some of the Saturday night and Sunday night we do just all super speedway series races. Yep. And the guys will go out and they'll win a race, and we saw a guy on Saturday night. They do 2 super speedway races. We see a guy win both of them. And we interview him in between before the second one. And then, what do you think your chances are? He goes, I just won the first one. Nobody's going to work with me. You're the points leader. You really, in order to get that help, you just got to start paying anybody to do whatever. You got to have the people behind you on them things to win them.
Yeah, I don't think that I will be attempting to even try to get a win out of that. If I can salvage another top 10, that's ideal, but I don't think it's going to be. I'm just going to kind of ride where I am and get the best finish that I can. And if it comes down to it, if I have to race, Josh to try and stay with him, then that's what it's going to have to be, because I can't let him get too far ahead of me.
Didn't Benjamin say earlier that, was it Talladega that was his birthday, or what race?
Oh gosh, something like that. I have no clue.
Because why I'm saying was the Talladega race. All you got to do is you go out and just push Benjamin to the win, and then you get second, and you're still great pointsman.
I mean, that might be a little bit more than just saying it. Look, tonight was the first race all season he's finished, so he at least finished the race tonight.
Yeah.
Past that, I don't know.
Yeah, and according to the current export, because it's actually the Hampshire's export now. Yeah, he's in 26th. No, he's number. Yeah, started in 26th, finished in 25th. So.
Yep.
He got one spot.
His birthday was in July, so I don't know what he's trying to say.
Somebody, just something about, maybe it was next year or whatever, but he was talking about
next year. Yeah, that's
next year his birthday. I couldn't remember. You have to understand. Benjamin gives us a lot of information at the start of these, and sometimes it comes at you so fast you can't catch exactly everything.
I understand.
But I knew he had a race coming up sometime. I guess believe it be next year that he could possibly, be the first Maverick driver to win on their birthday. So
yes, he did. You know what? I do remember him saying something about that now.
And then I know that Harvey Edwards was the only one tonight. And today was his birthday, and he could have possibly done it, but he did not have a very good night. Yeah.
Going to be a lot to look at, and feel like we're probably going to have some penalties coming out of this one.
Yeah, because I say you're part of the review board, right?
Yep.
When do you guys do that? Do you do it right? You don't do it right after the race, or you get together tomorrow, or?
Well, actually, I'm the only one that does it.
Oh God!
I watch the replay, and I have full control over suspensions and EOLs and all that. Honestly, it's not that bad.
No.
Like Bristol took me. It was like 20 minutes or so. It's not terrible.
Well, Bristol was an amazing race.
Yeah.
I mean, that was.
Tonight's probably going to be
a bit more. Yeah. I feel bad for you. And like I said, it's just me thinking out aloud at Martinsville. I mean, it could go great. Who knows? But
I might have to recruit some help from Martinsville. We'll see.
When do you sit down and do it?
Probably the race. I do it. As soon as this interview's over, I'm going to do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'll probably do it the night of that race.
Okay. But I guess we can, Blaine, unless you got something else for him, we'll let the guy, thank the people that got him here so he can go play.
So you can go rip back through that replay.
Yeah.
So I was just watching, we always talk about your car paints too, that bright green 24.
Mm-hmm.
We had the discussion about like how Gordon never won or you never won in certain paints that Gordon ran, but I think we've cleared that up, right? We've got them all covered now.
Did you get them?
Well, the whole thing was like the first 7 races of the season. I only won in the cars that he didn't win in. But it's all been blown apart now, so it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
Because I was losing races in the races that he won, but I won Indy in the 2014 car, and then I won Pocono, and then so it doesn't really matter. And
it's funny because
blown apart now.
We still have 11 people watching, which is pretty cool.
Which is weird.
One of them is Austin.
Go to bed.
And he's like telling us, "Wrap it up! Come on, wrap it up!" But we like talking with Jack. Come on now. Anyways, Jack, we're going to give you a chance to, thank the people you want to thank that got you here and whatnot. And we'll, is it next Saturday? We don't.
No, it's 2 weeks until Talladega, and then it's an entire month until Martinsville.
Yes. So, that much I knew, because I knew Blaine takes some time off in October, and I'm glad because I'm just
it's
finishing up my race.
It's gonna be one hell of a race to come back to after that break.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Well, the floor is yours to thank who you want to thank and get this thing wrapped up, because the guys on
they're waiting for
Tarnation TV want us to get it wrapped up.
Just thanks Fortnite Squad for a good car for the 9th time this season, and glad we were able to get it done, and hopefully we can keep the momentum we've had all season going into the last 4 races and pick up that championship.
That's it?
Yeah. I've done this 9 times. I'm out of things to say.
Are you married?
No.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
Oh, shout out to my kids, though.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
See, you'd laugh at this one, Jack, okay? Wintertime's coming. 12th is our last race. Right? And I mean, this is my realistic, real life racing. You'll see, when you see I got to be the Grand Marshal tonight, you'll see my cart sitting in the background.
Okay. I'll have to watch
Within a week of that coming to an end, that cart will be sitting in my living room.
That's how you do it.
He brings them all inside the house. Puts them on the kitchen table for the winter time.
That's how you do it. I mean,
they sit right out there.
You gotta keep them warm.
Well, yeah. And they were like, people are like, "You're not married, are you?" And I'm like, No. I've done that twice. They figured out real quick they couldn't control me, so. Anyways, congratulations on another win.
Thank you.
Hopefully, when we come back, we'll see you back in Victory Lane.
Yeah, hopefully I get to talk to y'all at least one more time before the season's over.
We'll bring you up. We'll get up. No worries about that, man. You, especially if we don't get you back in the top 3 the rest of the season, but yet you win the championship, we'll have you up here. Don't worry.
Well, it's an easy way to get you up here. I'll just run an old export, just like I was 10 minutes ago. And, hey, look, Jack totally won the race. Whatever.
Don't worry about what you saw. It's what you're reading.
Yes.
Right. Because everything on Facebook is real.
Yeah.
Believe half of what you see and nothing of what you read.
Well, congratulations again, Jack. Go down there and do the reviews and enjoy, and just congratulations. Great season. So keep it up. 4 more. I have faith that you'll be. There's a few more wins in there.
I sure hope so, but we'll just have to see play it by ear when we get there and see what happens.
All right. Good job, bud.
Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Jack.
Thank you.
There he goes.
That's fun. You would think in a lot of leagues or something like that, the dominance that Jack Merkel has had, that some people they might get a little bit frustrated with it, but they're not. I mean, the guy's a talent. He does well. He's he's a racer. So, and the challenge that he took, it wasn't the first. I don't know. I think it was the first or second race after that he made the bet with Keith Hughes and committed to it. And he's got 300 points lead over the guys that are behind him. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a crazy bet to take, and he did it. It's crazy, unbelievable.
Still got 4 more races.
And there's guys in that top 5 on the standings overall that have missed races too.
Yeah.
So this top 10 in this league, these guys, if they were all to make every race, Jack's dominating this, but not really by that much when you look at that. Like if even RJ with missing 3 or 4 races, and he's still up there in 5th. Like that. There's 500 or 600 points just waiting to be had right there.
But you think about it. Yes, RJ could have probably would have been higher in points, but you think about Jack's always pretty much always in the top 5 on every race. Where RJ, not knocking RJ. RJ is my man. I like RJ. I like watching him race. But I just don't think that he would be the one to beat him. Now, there's other drivers. PV's always up front. Mercurial, Mercurial has not missed a race. He's had some rough races.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot more rough races than Merkel has, but it'd be interesting to see, I guess where the rest of them guys would be, whether they'd be a lot closer, but whether they could have beat him or not.
Yeah, I mean, there's always somebody who can beat you, like.
Oh yeah.
There's always somebody coming who can give you a run for your money, and eventually we'll see it. I mean, but even then, we're talking about drawing a blank now on the road courses.
Yes. Oh, Zach. Yeah.
It was
Zach
Rogers.
You take Zach Rogers, put him in here all the whole season. Well, would Markle be the points leader? That's a good point.
Because Zach has 3. Zach has 3 wins. Merkel has 9. Zach has only started like 7 races.
Right.
And Merkel's got 20. So, there's definitely guys out there, but Zach's busy doing other stuff. But yeah, it's it's wild. There's a lot of great drivers in this sim.
The first thing you got to understand though is if you make every race, you've always got a chance.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't make every race, you can only knock yourself for not coming in there. Because Zach Rogers would really give Jack Merkel a great run for his money. RJ Bishop, if he made everyone, like I always like RJ Bishop, but just we followed him. We love watching him over that SMO Fun Night race. I mean, we were so busy that night, but he drove his tail off.
Yeah.
Trying to win both of those races, and he didn't, only because it was they were John Wall had it out for him, anybody and everybody that night, and couldn't not do it just because of that. But that was the whole premise of the race. It was basically almost wreck the leader. So
yeah wreck the leader. That's a good game to play.
You think about tonight's race too, Michael Norman, feel bad for him. He was right there running great, and like I said, that last restart I felt he didn't get the start he needed, and then that very last restart he definitely didn't get it when the gears blew up. So
yeah,
feel bad for him.
And even with no second gear in that thing, he still walked out of here with the 20th spot. So 2 laps it down, but it's all points at the end.
You got one weekend off. And then we come back.
Not here Tuesday, but the Tuesday after, and then the whole month of October off, and come back on November 4th.
Yep. The thing about that is I'm done racing, so cart will be in the living room.
There it is. Yeah, we'll see pictures.
Yeah.
Send me pictures. I'll put it on the broadcast. I'll show people what we're talking about. Like, he's not lying. He takes the cars.
Lying. I have pictures from last year.
Yeah, that you saw in the Grand Marshal video that we played at the start. Those cars
will be
are on the kitchen table.
The green will be to start with. The yellow one doesn't go in until it gets back from powder coating. So.
Okay.
It's a cart that I own due to a friend of mine, Dylan. Dylan Gilbert and he's helped me out with it. He wanted to try it, so we found a cart. We got him a cart. He was going to go racing. Ended up moving away on me, and so he's like, "Cart's yours." And so we're going to sell it. But I said we had an opportunity to put Gracie in it. She got a chance to go out there and race. So that's what she's been doing a great job with it. And let's see what we're going to do next year. We've already talked to them about selling it, but renting it's so much better for them. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
When they get it back from powder coat, it will be in the living room.
Perfect. Yeah, we will make sure to probably display the photos on the broadcast, because it's pretty awesome.
Do that.
But yeah, man, another great race. And any final thoughts?
I was pretty happy with that. They actually ran a great race. Green flag pit stops. I mean, what can you say? We're off to Talladega. That's a good track for them guys. Interesting to see what happens at Martinsville, Phoenix. Homestead, pretty wide open track. I think they'll do good there. We'll crown a champion, and gonna go out on a limb and say it's gonna be Jack Merkel. Yeah. We know he's got it. Yeah. We've had a great season with these guys. Looking forward to the next year if they have us back, and well, 4 more races to go, and you're going to enjoy your time off in October. So I will too.
Yeah. It should be a cool little break, and come back in November. Of course, remember that Race for the Cure on Saturday, broadcasting done by the Flat Out Racing Network. I'll be joining Seth as his co-host. And donate below. There's a link in the description below this video to donate to Nate's cause. Race for the Cure, prime time facilities. So that should be good. It's Talladega. It's, the prime time super speedway is Talladega. So that should be a lot of fun on Saturday. And as always, thanks to all the drivers. Thanks to all the people watching and interacting online. Thanks to Ben and Maverick for having us. Thank you, Mr. Weston, for co-hosting duties.
Imagine that. We went through 20 races of 24.
Mm-hmm.
Just noticed that tonight. I looked down, I'm like, really? That went by fast.
Yeah, it did.
Think about it. It did. It just went by so fast. So,
yeah. We're in the home stretch now.
Yeah, been a great season. We got, like I said, 4 more to go, and then we'll have us come back next year. So,
yeah. So that'll be a lot of fun. Yeah, we'll see you in the next broadcast. And if the women don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. Keep your stick on the ice.